Division Uno. Love to see it. Full grid, start on time. Can't beat it.
No, perfect.
Alright, if you ticked your box.
Yes, I have.
Perfect, okay. I think I just saw someone's name disappear off the right hand side. I could be wrong. I think I just saw someone's name. Anyway, let's get into it. Yeah, good evening everyone. Welcome to the Division 1 stream. I'm SLR Anger. I'm joined by the one and only Owen, OMH.
Welcome everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a good night. Well, kind of night.
How are you, mate? How are you this evening?
I'm feeling alright. Got another points finish on Friday, so that's always good. But yeah, not doing too bad. Just have a bit of a relaxed day and ready to go, really. I've just seen Roselm's left his session, so I'm going to have to try and get him back in.
Yeah, we've still got 20 cars in the grid, so that's fine. We're not gonna. No one's gonna miss out as such. That's fantastic.
He's in full grid. We love to see it.
We have Mr. Mamba Monster 987 making his debut today. I think SAR 69 as well. This could be his debut. I can't remember if he raced last week or not. He definitely no, I think it is. I think it's his Div 1 debut. He joined in the week. He did race the 100% race around Mexico in the week. Pace at times there, but I think he got caught up in a couple of incidents that kind of hampered him and had a bit of wing damage. But yeah, we've got full grid, and that means we've got all 3 qualifying sessions. We should have Mr. Beast Assassin, UK Beast Assassin, joining us at some point to be our Karen Chandok.
Yeah, our very first man out on the track, probably first person to settle out will be Airheady Freak in the racing point.
On the racing point. So he's only joined recently, hasn't he? So this is his Jam's left as well. That's interesting.
Seems to be struggling.
Let me just try. Oh, hold on. We're getting in. You are kidding me. Nice rain. Oh god, hello. So I think we have rain, folks. That should be
heavy rain for the beginning of the race. Well done. It will dry up eventually.
Heavy rain for the beginning of the race, then it dries. Okay, so we're going to see people setting soft times on the softs in Q2. So it's kind of they're going to have to make their runs in Q1 spot on, aren't they? They're going to have to try and get it done first time of asking, so they don't kind of they don't have any issues in regards to tyres for Q3. Got Mamba Monster, we're just checking him out here. He's making his debut. He's closing up to the back of Airheaded Freak. He needs to give himself a little bit of space, as he does there, and he is off. Airheaded Freak in front of him on track. So these guys now starting their laps. Will ride on board here with Mamba Monster as he comes up to his first competitive corner in SLR, and he's gone wide. But he's okay. He's not invalidated. No, he's not invalidated. I think he lifted off a tiny bit. That's kind of got him out of it.
He's slowed down now. He's decided against setting that lap.
Has he backed out of the lap, has he?
Yeah, he's backed out,
Onto Airheaded Freak then. What can he do in
this
situation?
26.7 first sector.
It's a good time. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Who's that behind him? That's his teammate. So that's going to be Crazed Bear on an outlap. I know. Yeah, he is on an outlap. Just thought it might have been one of those glitches where it told me we'll stay on board with Airheaded Freak the rest of this lap then and see how he gets on. I believe the
next person to set a lap time afterwards will be Sudsy Gregory. Get my words right, but yeah.
Okay, he's a little bit further back and he's just finished the first sector of Sudsy Gregory.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping for something. I mean, the first 2 races have been pretty decent, haven't they? you said. I mean, you didn't have the greatest, but yeah, it was the best yesterday, and Liberty 2 on Friday were both very decent, right? I'd say.
Mhm.
It was points parts of it were more enjoyable than others for me, especially on Friday. And yesterday was quite interesting. It was crazy strategy racing in there. Of course, Youngie, where he came from the back of the grid to the front of the grid by just going one lap earlier. He was making the call, which was just amazing. Might see some similar calls today with the wet weather, hopefully in the race. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the strategy calls are going to be. So headed for did set his first lap. That was at 1:37.
Well, Bez is the next one. Bez is the next one across the line. He's hit the wall, so he's got end plate damage. He's going to validate. No, he's got away with it. That's not helpful for him, but he's still gone fastest. 36.2. That's a good time on the soft, considering he did the last corner without, well, with damage on the right hand side. That's a good lap. We've got two McLaren boys coming out to the line. Motion Hazard is about to start his lap, and so Dylan's gone second actually. I think judging by his ER, I don't know, it's hard to tell, to be honest. We'll check the tyres.
Yeah.
One lap. Yes, I think he might have actually invalidated it. Dylan with a 36.9, so he's half a second off Bezos. So Bezos has really done well at the minute, 36.4. It's a good time, and considering he took that last corner with damage, he's done well.
Yeah. On the stream, that didn't look very nice at all. I was facing somebody else. Who else we got on track? Who's next going to set a lap time? Saxon's about to start his lap. The rest of the guys behind him are currently set. Is Mamba Monster setting a lap time? Yeah, he is. So we'll see how he does as he crosses that line. XR Crazy Bear, I've missed that. He's gone fastest. And across the line goes Mamba Monster, and he beats it. What's that? 1:35.6. Wow. That's over half a second on Crazed Bear.
Yeah, so there you go.
It's 8/10 on Bez's time. So
and that's an extra lap as well on that tyre. 35.6. It's a brilliant lap.
Yeah. That should be. I would like to think it will get him into Q2, but you never know.
You'd expect it to.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. Where is Para? He's done a lap on the hards with a 38.5. So he's. Oh, there you go. Motion has up to the line. There you go. 37.7. So it's interesting to see quite a variation of tyres here. I think some guys are going to try and get through on the mediums or the hards, because obviously with the rain coming, it might be more beneficial for them to save some of their tyres. We've got Freeman out on the softs. We've got Para not setting a lap here.
If you do what I did and go with the harder tyre allocation, that means you've only got 3 sets of softs for qualifying. So if you want to have 2 fresh sets for Q3, you're going to have to sacrifice one of the qualifying sessions for it, really, aren't you? So yeah, it have to be. So probably some of those guys, I assume, will be doing that. So one flyer, try and get through on the harder compound tyres, and then going up from there, hopefully.
Good to see the likes of Para. I think quite a few other drivers have done it as well. We'll catch up with them at some other point. But Para, who we're on board with at the minute, has got his NHS helmet, which is good to see.
Yeah, I think Freeman's got one in the Ferrari as well. You can see a little bit of hints of white and blue.
Yeah, he sure does. Jam on his outlap has got his NHS helmet on as well. He's got an interesting little pattern, but he's got the perfect colours really. The kind of turquoisey light blue and the white. So championship leader out on the mediums at the minute. He's going to try and make this work. But at the minute, Mamba Monster leads Crazed Bear, who's actually gone second with a 36.1. But Mamba Monster, leads by half a second at the minute.
Yeah.
Never raced in any other league as Mamba Monster. This is his first league race, and so far his first qualifying session of any competitive racing is going perfectly. Have a look at Merckx here. He's got Saxman in front of him. He looks like he could have a bit of traffic. Smokes just said in the chat as well, he struggled with traffic. Fingerboy had his car set in the middle of the track when he was on a lap, I believe.
Yeah,
So
that's
not looking too
great
good for
news for him,
for
is it?
him. I think Saxman's actually on a lap here. He's really not
I think he is
getting out of the way for Merckx. I think Merckx has just caught
He's
him.
on the soft.
But
He's catching up so much.
And the dirty air was not really handed him. There you go.
There you go.
Merckx
He's
P2.
on second fastest,
Still,
just beating Craig's best time. That's not bad at all.
Still half a tenth off Mamba Monster. That really does show how well his time is. How good that time is, really.
I'm sure Merckx will complain with a bit of that dirty air, but yeah. Yeah, you know, so maybe he could have gone a bit quicker in that lap, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if he could have.
Ham's up to the line now, actually. Ham Jam goes 6th on the medium tyres. Fastest of the medium runners so far.
Says Gregory's about to start a lap, sorry. And then Jam Ham behind him is going to go for and set his lap time. See what
on
he
the
gets
mediums,
across
can he
the line
beat
on the
his
mediums,
brother?
and he goes 6th fastest.
He can.
Just pips his brother by that. What's that?
Yes.
300ths of a second? Wow. 2.5 really.
Bez is coming to start his
it's
lap.
Getting close.
Razel hasn't had an invite. Razel needs an invite back to the session if we can quickly. Sorry,
I'll see what I can do. But
back. It's alright, I've got him on here somewhere. There you go.
Otherwise he's not going to be able to set a lap, is he? So. Yeah, talking about guys that are still... There we go, Brazil is back in the session. We love to see it. And he's one of the 4 guys still yet to set a time with Fingerboy who's in the pits. Sergio Gregory is on an out lap. Is currently setting a lap at the minute. And Midzi is on an out lap. Of course, he's very strong in qualifying, as we've seen over the past couple of weeks. Remember, he got... what was it? He got pole in... Did he get pole in my last time I commentated in Belgium? I can't
When did you last
remember.
commentate? Was it two weeks ago?
Yeah, in Belgium. And
I think he did.
got pole in Germany. I remember that. That was the other time I've commentated so far. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. But yeah, he's really shown that he's kind of got quite a lot of qualifying pace, doesn't he? And he tends to carry it through to the race as well.
Sure has.
Sergio Gregory's crossing the grid line. He's going to end up
13th. Bit off the pace at the minute. He's almost 2 seconds. Yeah. Almost 2 seconds off Ryan Jones there. He's going to have to find some pace.
For a soft runner as well, you're definitely going to have to go again.
That's so far slowest of the soft runners. Yeah, I did see a couple of wide lines. He's going to have to improve. Did Razone join back on your screen?
He did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there he is. He's coming out. Good stuff, good stuff.
Lovely.
Midzi is just starting his lap. I think we're going to ride on board with Midzi here. He's the only guy on track who hasn't set a lap at the minute, who's out on track itself, so we're going to stick with him here. Opens a... No, doesn't open DRS. Is he back? He's backed out of this lap.
Yeah, looks like it.
Backed out of the lap, has Midzi.
I guess we'll have to find somebody else to ride on board with then.
Yeah, we are. We're going to have to check out who's...
Next person to cross the line is going to be Mamba Monster, who has his time beaten by Ryan Jones, which I did miss actually. I can't remember when that was, but crosses that line, doesn't improve in his time, he's 3 tenths down actually. But yeah, currently the top 3 is Ryan Jones, Freeman and Mamba Monster, and it's pretty expecting that with 5 minutes left of the session, I definitely 11th down is probably going to have to go out again. I think that's quite obvious with Saar. I don't know whether the Jan has all. Ham just set a very decent lap time. His airheaded freaks out of the session was that was from the pits, I think. That's
in the pits,
rather confident of them.
That's bold. Yeah, that's bold.
Very bold.
Very, very bold.
So we've still got 3 guys left to set a lap to. So Midzi is about to restart his lap, so to speak. Maybe he just needed an extra lap to warm up his tyres, maybe. Shouldn't really have a problem with that around here, though. Again, got that blue, white and red helmet, as a lot of the guys have got. As Freeman's now set the fastest lap with 1:55.4. Fingerboy is now joined the guys. Yeah, he's left, which is he didn't realise that he'd left the game, but he is back now. He should have enough time to set a lap.
I think your mic's playing up a little bit, mate.
Yeah, it's come up on the chat, hasn't it? For me, it's fine.
Yeah, you've definitely got a deeper voice than I have, so it's got to be you. It's not his mic; it's just the stream quality. It should sort itself. Yeah, it usually does stabilise after a while. It's just sometimes it plays up, particularly if we stream in 1080p. It tends to mess itself up a little bit. But Midzy, anyway, was staying on board with him here. He's had a good lap.
Right.
He's had a decent lap so far, Midzy. We have to try and make this count here.
Here we go. 4th fastest. That should see him through.
Still half a second.
Set another lap.
Half a second off Freeman. Freeman's actually setting a lap as we speak. So Freeman is actually out on track setting a lap. As is Roseln.
He is on 0 ERS.
Roseln's gone fastest there, 35.3.
Oh wow.
So Roseln has gone fastest there. Freeman's Saxman at the line. Saxman goes 10th on the soft, 36.1. So interestingly, in Div 2, wasn't it? Jay Darnell was the pole sitter with a 35.2. That was obviously Q3, and obviously as the session progresses, the track gets quicker. So
I was going to note that I remember the fastest time in Q1 was a 36 flat, which is currently P6. Exactly,
yeah, and that was the fastest.
Exactly 1 minute 36. That's very easy to
36. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to ride on board here with Saar, actually, at the minute. He's the lowest driver on track at the minute who's on an actual lap, so I'll stick on board with him here. He's in overtake. Doesn't look to be making as full use of his ERS at the minute. Kept it in overtake throughout the corner. Some guys say, I think it's shown as well, that you get a better exit in high, I think it is, Owen. You might have to correct me.
Yeah, I believe so. I found it a lot easier to kind of do a lot of the slow corners with high, and then bump it up to overtake probably halfway through the straight, maybe just after get back up to speed. And that definitely helped me out in qualifying. I mean, I didn't do great, but my Q1 time was good enough.
Interesting to see that. This is an interesting point that Smoke makes in the chat, is that a lot of these guys are going to have their wet setups on, so that's probably going to hamper some of the times. Although the wings are pretty high around this track anyway, but some of the suspension settings and tyre pressures, etc., are probably going to make a bit of a difference around here in the dry. And speaking of setups, I think maybe Airheaded Freak has had a bit of a blunder in retiring. He's going to be out if you want.
I have just looked at that, actually, funny enough, and I was just about to mention the fact that he is now out of the session. Because now he can't improve, because he did retire from the session. He's not going to be able to get out again and improve.
So Saar, there goes P8. We rode on board with him the whole lap. It was a really good lap from Saar. Puts himself P8. He still had a ERS to use, actually, at the end of the lap, so he could go even faster, which is a respectable time.
Next person to set a lap will be Jam, and he's gone out.
Really interesting to see. He's going to have to go and make this lap count, because he's in danger here. Is Jamham, and our championship leader
comes through the final corner. See how he's.
Here we go.
Fare.
Oh, is he invalidated?
He was. Yeah, he must have invalidated. He said he was a 10th up on his lap time.
Oh, he's really got to make this count then. He's only got 60% worth ERS. It's probably going to be okay, but the tyres are going to be a bit hot.
Yeah, you would expect them to.
He is currently on the softs, as are guys below him. Para below him is up on his time, and there you go. Finger Boy goes 15th fastest.
Just gone up to 15th, so he's definitely
he's going to be in danger. So both Renaults in danger at the minute. Both of them are part of the team that's top of the
constructors. Going slow, so he's going to be out of the session, which means we do only have Parapix left, which means Jam will be safe.
So Jam's going to be safe then.
As Finger Boy
disappointing for Motion Hazard. Motion has shown some good pace recently. I think he'll be disappointed at that current his showing so far. He's got nowhere near the pace.
Like it's a great lap.
Vogue struggled as well. Vogue's really enjoying the F2 cars at the minute, but he's he's hating the F1 cars. He's got some really good pace in F2, as me and Merckx saw on Thursday night, because he took the win in the sprint race.
Yeah. Do you remember, isn't it?
And there's Jam's absolutely throwing it.
By penalties.
Jam's throwing it round here though. He's probably going to try and prove a bit of a point that he's not as far off the pace.
Fastest here comes Paraquet's across the line and he's gone. He's
got ninth.
He's through. And I think the boys
Jam's backed out. Jam's backed out.
He's realised. He's realised he doesn't need to set a lap time as the boat's going slow, which means we've got our 5 that are out of the session, which is going to be Evoke Relays, Motion Hazard, Sergio Gregory, Airhead Freak, and Fingerboy.
Let's hit the wall.
Oh, it's that he lost some time then. I'm assuming he gave up on his lap time. That's a bit unfortunate for him.
Interesting to see though, they've got a Ferrari 1-2 at the minute.
Always good to see. They're currently 12 points now behind Mercedes and the joint constructors, if you include, of course, without penalties being added from, if there is no penalties added on Tuesday night, means that Ferrari have improved from about 70 points, which was before Italy, to now just 12 before today. Those penalties could change, but if they've got a 1-2 in Q1, it looks like it could be interesting for them.
Interesting to see. So Smoke said he played a bit of a risk in staying out, and it's just about worked out for him. So Smoke makes it through on the mediums, as does Ham. So they save themselves a set of softs they're going to be using later on. Everyone else had to use a set of softs to get through, and some of these guys couldn't even get through on the softs. Fingerboy, Airheaded Freak, and Sutia Gregory, the soft runners, out in Q1, and Motion Hazard and Evoke couldn't really get a proper lap down. Both of them out as well. So that's our first 5 gone. Jamham making it through by the skin of his teeth. I mean, he did have a soft run. He was on a soft run. It looked like a decent soft run as well, but he backed out of it, so there was no need to complete it. 15 guys then into Q2. Obviously, if there's a normal dry race, this is where the guys will choose their tyres and will kind of have a lot more strategy and be a lot more cautious around the track, but judging as it's going to be a wet start, I'll be surprised if we see anyone not. Oh, there you go. I'm talking out my backside at the minute. People on hards and mediums.
Hold it. Bit of everything.
Well, maybe people are a bit cautious that it's actually not going to be as wet as you think.
Maybe, you never know. It could turn out to be that the start's actually going to be dry. You never know.
It's supposed to be. Well, we're aware that it's going to be a heavy rain start, going dry, turning into dry weather. But the dry, obviously around here, the track is so hot and the track dries up so fast that it might not even require wet tyres. But we'll see. Freeman and Midzi, look at these two. Freeman giving it a cheeky little weave. These two love a bit of banter in the Discord. They're always at it. Freeman there with that NHS helmet. Quite a lot of the guys have got it. See how many of them have got it. Is that Freeman? What's Freeman?
No, it is Freeman down. I was about to correct you actually.
Oh, what am I on about? Yeah.
Now.
What am I talking about? Sorry. Oh, sorry, Freeman. No, there you are in the stream chat. I've lost it, mate. Honestly, I'm just going to retire after this. That was appalling. That was appalling. But you do have an NHS helmet, so respect to that. But in terms of my my commentating, we'll ignore the last at least 2 minutes. Dylan's still got his black helmet. That's in memory of Sir Sterling Moss, which is good to see. Razel, the NHS helmet. I think Ryan's got one. Hammer's got one as well. He's got interesting colours, but he has got the NHS helmet, as has Para. Bezos hasn't. I think that's kind of a Sterling Moss one as well. Saxman with the NHS helmet. Jam with the NHS helmet. Even Midsy's got one as well. Looks quite nice with his car as well. It's pretty much full blue. Merck's got an interesting design, but look, that fits perfectly with the car as well. Very kind of light blue. A lot of white. And anyway, we will
the
ride
guys
on board with
starting their
Mamba
laps
Monster.
now.
Mamba Monster's the first on the track to come across the line, should he not invalidate, so we'll stay on board with him here. He's on the soft, so he's committed. He's going to commit to the soft strategy and hope that the rain's going to be heavy enough to start on inters, or wets for that matter. Gone a little bit deep into that.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, it did seem like he'd gone a bit deep into turn 7 there, but
interesting to point out, he was spoke me and myself, Smoke and Liam, I think it was, spoke to Mamba Monster at length this week, and it's interesting. He doesn't run any assists. He runs no assists whatsoever. He runs all the HUD information off as well, so he doesn't know who's behind him, who's in front of him, what the gap is, anything. He just keeps it very realistic, as full sim setup as he can make it.
F1 driver experience, then, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's what he tries to do. And I was like, well, how do you know who's in front and who's behind you? And he goes, well, I don't. I just look behind me or look in front of me, and I just kind of judge it. I was like, well, that's interesting. That's fair enough. I was like, he said, I don't even ask Jeff. So the only thing I'll ask Jeff is about the weather and pits. So really, he's just keeping it all down to himself. It's been a good lap as well. He's gone wide in a couple of corners.
Tidy, but he crossed the line now. As you can see, he can set a 36.3, which I think he definitely can improve on that. He improved. He had a better lap than that in Q1, didn't he? Smoke beat that time pretty much straight away by almost a second, in fact 9/10 as he goes. And Midsley set a lap on the hards with
Roselm's done a good lap on the mediums, a 35.8. Craig Bear's retired. Oh, he's crashed. Let's go to Freeman. I think Freeman's going to see this here. Is this wall going to stick out?
Oh
no, is it? Oh yeah, that wall's sticking out. That wall is sticking out, all right.
We had the crash with was it Hicklin and Scott Laney there yesterday, didn't we? That turned down there. It was a bit of a late lunge from Hicklin. They both kind of drove themselves into the wall, which that was during the race, and that led to Run the Jules getting himself retired from the session because he just mismatched the braking, I think, and just kind of got taken out by all of that. Whatever was happening there, didn't really understand what was happening, but it's strange.
That could prove tricky if we go on board with who's coming up to it. Is it Midzi? No, it's not. We're going to miss that, is it? Sars just hit the wall. Sar has hit the wall. We've just caught that. He has lost his front wing. Can we go to Midzi here? How bad is this wall? It's definitely sticking out, and it's definitely...
Yeah, it does look like it's sticking out a little bit.
Definitely going to lose some time there. Midzi's just letting him pass. Merckx goes 6th. Go to... Mandel's not another lap, is he?
No, he's coming to the pits.
No, he's coming... Yeah, it's a good idea, just in case it is...
start another lap now, which is interesting on the softs.
Jam's on a lap here. That's going to be invalidated. Jam's invalidated there. And he's got no ERS to go again, so he's pitting. So Jam's hard tyre gamble has not paid off. That's
Saxman follows him into the pits as well, which means quite a lot. Always Smoke just gets a little bit wide on the exit of turn 5 and hit the wall there, which isn't great.
Okay, my game won't let me go up for some reason. I've got to use RT predominantly. I can't use LT to go up. That's very annoying.
That'll be quite horrible, really, isn't it?
That's really annoying. Okay, it's going to be hard to check what everyone's doing.
I've just got that same thing actually. Only really for one driver that happened. That's strange. Freeman crossed the line. No, he's starting another lap on the mediums. And Bessa was going a bit wide through that corner, but he's looks like he's run out of fuel. Maybe he's running out of fuel, and he probably won't be able to start another lap anyway. So let's Ryan Jones by. He'll be the next person to set a lap. So look at what he does as he crosses the line. Goes through the final corner. Don't cut it. If he hasn't. He's like the back end got a little bit out, but he sets at 35-3 is that, I believe, which is very decent indeed.
Well, that's really interesting. That's really good pace from Ryan Jones, who actually won his first ever league race last week. Smoke up to the line. He almost improved. He's slower by 2 milliseconds there.
So Dylan starts up a lap. So, and same with Ham as well, sorry. Trying to get those two
Para
things
says
switches
which
in the way.
wall is sticking out. Well, Para, it is this
Oh,
wall
God,
that
it's
Freeman
right at
is
the
coming
end
up to
of the
now. There you go.
Anderton
You can
Bridge.
see it sticking out just there. It's not as bad as it could be, but it could be a little bit awkward for some people. He also asks if his helmet is okay. Yes, mate, your helmet is fine. It looks good. Don't worry about that helmet. It looks fine. Freeman is properly pushing here then. Hasn't invalidated there. He was very close, but he hasn't. Nice lines from Freeman. Keeps it in overtake, which is interesting. He's not really changing it.
So, yeah, it's quite
And he
interesting.
improves.
It was Ham is quite rapidly catching up on Dylan. I'm pretty sure. Oh, there we go. Dylan did have a bit of a struggle, I think, on his lap because he was set. They were both doing flying laps. At least they
Ham
both
is on an
started
actual
them
lap.
at the same time.
Ham's on an actual lap. It has him as out lap on my screen, but he
Yeah,
is.
I did see him cross that line to
He is on
start
a
the
lap.
lap. Because he did it just after Dylan did. And I noticed that those two were going to be quite close together, but I think Dylan gave up on his lap, it seems. So, yeah, next man to cross the line, that'll be Ryan Jones, but he's going into the pit, so he's not actually going to cross the line. It probably will be Ham, I'd assume. Yeah, Ham will be the next man to cross the line as he comes through. Final corner, let's see what it's like. This is standard. Some wide on the exit, that's a 1:35.9. This is first lap of the evening, he goes the fastest. Yeah, we can see now a lot of the guys are on soft tyres.
Committing to the soft strategy, yeah.
And I
They sure are.
wouldn't disagree with that.
Oh, Dylan's hit the wall. He's got no end plate damage. It looked just like maybe he just got lucky and hit the tyre. I think. Oh no, he's backing out. Dylan backing out of the lap. That's not too hot. That. He's got someone behind him. Is that Ham?
Yeah, that's Ham. Yeah, Ham's just letting him through. And,
Ham's not on a lap, is he?
No, he's not.
So Roselle's on a lap here, actually.
He's about to start a lap.
Roselle coming up in towards the end of the first sector now. He's on a lap. He's in overtake on the straight. Helmet looking good. Oh no, he's not on a lap. It just told me he was on a lap. So he's on an out lap now.
You know, I thought he was as well. He
is on a lap.
He's pushing.
He is definitely on a lap, but now it's just gone to out lap. Right, great game.
Yeah,
he's definitely pushing. He's pushing it
a little bit.
The ERS is going down. He's pushing through that straight, so he's without a doubt on a lap. We're going to stay on board with Roselle. He's on a fresh set of softs as well.
Yeah, he set his last lap on the medium, so should improve, I'd assume, but we'll see. That's weird because it doesn't come up with the sector deltas either for me, so that's not great. So I can't be able to tell how he's doing on his lap time. Getting nightmares going through the tunnel every time now. After what happened on Friday. Ooh, that was a bit close.
Tell everyone what happened. That was very close. Do you want to tell everyone what happened to you? Oh, he's gone fastest though.
Oh,
brilliant time. Oh, it's a great time that is.
What's
Almost
the
into
time?
the 34s.
35.1. Great. It's already beaten the Div 2 whole time. Who was actually set by the person who I did meet in the tunnel. But yeah, which was Jay Dunner, which was it was quite a shock to me, it must be said. Now I see how Ham and Jem felt after F2 because I did quite similar things to what happened to Darnell in Div 2 in the Div 2 race. But I didn't have anyone behind me as close as what I was to Darnell at the time, so they said they were in for a bit of a shock when they saw me sideways there.
So I'll set a really good time there. Sorry to interrupt you. He's just done a 35.7, which is a really impressive time actually, considering this is it's just making his start into league racing. It's a really good first impression. That he's beating Ham at the minute and Member Monsters. Member Monsters going to want to come out again, as is Ham. I think at the minute they are not safe. I think the cut-off point. Oh, there you go. Speak of the devil. Man Monster comes out of the pit. I think the cut-off, what do we reckon this cut-off's going to be? I think, we're going to see a lot of guys, the minute they're on the fitted tyres, a lot of them are on the softs. Saxman's out of track on mediums.
All of the guys pretty much below Mamba Monster, except actually everyone, has set a lap that isn't on the softs. So that means that a lot of them, I'm assuming, will be coming out on the softs as it looks like they are, and they'll probably be improving them laps quite a bit. So I wouldn't say many people are safe as yet, definitely. But I would assume that maybe like 135.5. I assume that maybe Freeman, Jam, they might be safe. But I mean, it's just going to be did one anyway. It's going to be hard to tell. But with all these
the next man
softs, it's just going to change up
the next man to cross the line in anger will be Merckx, who's currently outside the top 10. Got really good pace. We've been trying to sort out his internet all week. We've been coming up with a few ideas. He's got a new booster. I'm praying this one actually works for him. He's not told me recently what it's been doing, but it had improved. Has his time improved? Yes. He found a second, so Merckx with a 35.5. I think Freeman will be safe. I don't think it'll be below that. I think if you're setting a 35.6 and you're getting knocked out, that's tough. But I think 35.5 is probably going to be the cutoff. I think that's going to be the lowest. So I think Saar is in, and he's not going to be out. He's not going to be out again.
So Saar won't be setting another lap, and of course neither will Rizal or Jam. They are they've retired from the session.
Smoke's starting another one, by the way.
He won't be.
Smoke's just starting another lap. Smoke is just starting one, so he's not confident with the 35.4 that he's going to make the cut. Be nice for Dylan to get a good result. He needs a good qualifying session. He's had a bit of bad luck recently. He's about to start his lap now. Who's behind him? That's Bezzers, who's about to start his lap too. So who's going to come to the line here? Yes, Midzi. Midzi, actually one of the front runners in Div 1 at the minute, needs to set a good time. He needs to do it now. Oh, it could be in fact. Oh, he's got lucky there, and he's 8th.
Just managed to make it, and he's 8th.
He's got to go again here.
That'll still be tough.
He's not going again. He's not going again, so he's backed out already. So Midzi is praying that a 35.9 is going to be enough, and if I'm honest, I'm not sure it will be.
Yeah, the next line's going to be Freeman. He is on another lap.
So Bezzers is on medium, so I can't. At the minute, I don't think Bezzers is going to be making the cut on that set of tyres. I could be wrong. And
no, Freeman goes fastest with a 130.
34.8. Unbelievable time from Freeman. There you go. That's the fastest we've seen by a long way all weekend. That's a fantastic time.
Yeah.
I think that's on a wet setup as well, so that's a brilliant time from Freeman.
Yeah, wet setup doing that is pretty impressive, isn't it? So,
Mamba Monster coming up to the line now.
He goes third fastest.
35.2. There you go.
Next session.
That's the pace we knew we had.
Fastest, and he's done a 34.8 as well.
Oh my word! Unbelievable times from these guys.
By 200s. Next up's going to be Ham.
It's Ham. He's got to make it count.
The bottom 5, he needs it. What's the line?
Just about. So that's Midzi out.
Tell you what.
That's Midzi out of qualifying.
Jam, Merckx, they're going to struggle to stay in the session.
It's down to Dylan now. Can Dylan push Saar out?
We go, Dylan.
No. 36.2, and Bezzers beats him on the mediums.
On the mediums. But,
so Bezzers has got some pace. He's just he's not really made it count. He's just picked either he's picked the wrong tyres at the start by accident. He hasn't got enough soft to make it work. But he's unfortunately he's out.
They're the guys that are going to be out of the session then.
So Midzi's actually out. That's a real surprise. Midzi, not making it to Q3.
It's going to be Midzi, Bezzers, Dylan, Saxman, and Craze there, I do believe, is the bottom 5. Yeah, I've just seen it now. Trying to figure it out from the stream, but I can. The stream's a little bit further behind the live feed, so it'll be a bit easier for me to see. But yeah, quite interesting. So now we've got our top 10 for Q3. Why don't we have a little look in chat, and why don't you guys come up with who you think he's going to get pole in Q3. He's going to top the standings. For me,
I think it's nice to see. Sorry, you carry on.
Yeah, I think I've got a good feeling. It's tough though. If Smoke can stick to what he's been saying that he's going to get, if he can get these high qualifying prediction times, might get pole. I think Freeman's definitely up there as per normal, and I think Mamba Monster could be up there. To be fair, I've seen a lot of Freemans in the chat, which is Crispy and Beast Assassin, both of them saying Freeman for pole.
I think we could see some interesting names at the front now, because I think Midzi not making it through has kind of left the door open. He's almost a qualifying merchant of recent weeks. Roselle's shown some unbelievable pace this week, but Smoke and Freeman, the only guys to break into the 34s, and I think it's only going to get quicker.
Oh yeah, I would expect the cost to be a lot quicker. And I believe that's Mamba Monster going to be first out on track again. So, 3 sessions, he's been within the first 2 cars coming out.
He's helped as well, though, as he's got, he's closer to the end of the pit lane, isn't he? So he's one of the first ones out.
True, yeah.
But interesting and really surprised to see him as the only Toro Rosso out on track at the minute. I remember I've spoken to Mitzi this week, and he told me how much he dislikes this track. But yeah, I think we could see some interesting names. Ryan Jones making it through again. He's done well. Clearly taking through the momentum he had from last week. But yeah, as I was trying to say before,
as well.
Yeah, nice to see some new names appear. Like 2 of the guys making their debut, making it through to Q3, which is brilliant to see. I remember when we tested, sounds a bit stupid saying that now, when we tested Sabi, I think he had to have about 5 or 6 test races, because it just seemed, it was really hard whether he was on the cusp of Div 1 or Div 2, but at the minute he's showing definite Div 1 pace, which is brilliant to see.
Yeah.
He's the only one in the pits at the minute.
Then.
Yeah, for sure. He's the only one in the pits at the minute, so that must suggest he's only got 1 set of tyres left to have a go.
Yeah.
I think that might be the case. Well, could be wrong, but we'll see. Remember Monster going pretty hard through the queue.
Himself a nice big gap to, I believe that's Freeman, that's the second man out on track. Yeah, he is. So yeah,
he doesn't want to push too hard.
A nice bit of a gap there. He's gone up to hot lap, I think quite early, to be honest. He was getting it before the final chicane. I feel like that's quite early, but could be meant to eat my words. Yeah.
He's in hot lap on the straight as well.
Yeah.
Takes a much better line through there than we've seen him take recently. Keeps it into hot lap to get a decent exit.
Out of the pits. He's,
oh, sorry, he's out.
Yeah. Should have perhaps come out a little bit earlier, and he could have got a nice bit of clean air around that sector 2 area at the minute of the track. So it's quite nice and clear. No cars are on the track there. So as members looking at a bit deep,
gone a little bit wide
into turn 8.
I think he's got more time to find. If he uses overtaking in the straights, he's going to find even more time.
It was a right line there through the hairpin. Always a big struggle to get that turn right, I've noticed. From when I was practicing for Friday. Of course, set the fastest sector 2. I was just going to come up purple, but of course that's going to happen anyway. If I'm set down, I'm a bit close to the wall, but he could get.
He had to lift off.
Close to the
walls. Had to lift off there. Anyway.
He's run out of deployment as he crosses the line.
36.
He sets a 36.3, definitely can improve on that. And Freeman go past now, and he's
36.1.
36.1. Like he can go a lot faster than that as well.
Oh, Roselle's crashed.
Jamham's done it, and Ryan Jones
crashed.
Is now set. He has, and Roselle's going to be out of the session. Oh, that doesn't look nice. Where's that? That's on the exit of the second.
At the start of sector 3, yeah.
That's really weird. I rarely see crashes there. Maybe lost the back end on the exit of that turn and tried to correct it and just carried on going on. That's really horrid luck for Rizal because he was really looking quick. I was had some high bet hopes for him today, and unfortunately he's not going to get that in quali. But there's no points for quali, so no points for pole, and yeah, he can always bring it back in the race. I'm sure he'll be able to get his get some points in the bag. Hopefully, that's what I'll be hoping for at least. Is there any more guys currently on the final laps?
It's just Saar on a lap at the minute.
Yeah, just Saar. Ham's run out of fuel, so he's really, you can tell he's definitely be pushing on his first lap.
So it's
Yeah,
interesting
Saar's going to
actually,
start
because
catching up to some guys who's catching up to Paraquicks now.
the only person really who has set, I mean, potentially Ham, but the only person who set a competitive, real sort of Q3 time is Ryan at the minute. So all these guys have really kind of
Yeah,
got plenty of room to find. We saw
definitely got some
34s in
time
Q2. Unless the track temperature's dropped like significantly or something, we're not entirely sure.
Yeah,
But you'd expect times to really hit that 34 barrier again, which is what we've seen previously. Saar's gone fastest in the middle sector at the minute.
yeah. Just got Paraquicks in the chat saying that he's only got one set of softs, and he's gone out on the used set for his first lap.
Maybe that's what a lot of
Clearly
people
why
have
he's
done.
setting in pace. Maybe
Then
like
maybe that's why. Like Ham almost impeded Saar a little bit. I think it definitely put him off. He turned in very early, but Saar is going to set 35.6.
It's yeah, fourth place for him. So doesn't look that bad when you're up into fourth, but you can definitely tell that a lot of these guys have got room for improvements. Orange Crush says it's going to be Mercs for pole. Just maybe that new internet's going to find them some new speed as well, getting some extra speed in.
Yeah, a bit of a shock to see Rizal crash as well, especially where he did. He was one of the guys who could have potentially taken... Oh no, Mercs is gone.
Mercs is disconnecting, he's left. No.
One of the guys who could have potentially taken pole. Hopefully we can get Mercs in before the start of this race. We really need to get him back in before the start. So now's almost the lull now between runs. Guys will start coming out for their final Q3 runs in around about a minute around about. So I think at the minute, Mamba Monster's actually already out, so he's going to be one of the first ones to set his final run.
Yeah, and wonder how he's gonna. It's a bit early, I'd assume, for a final run. So unless he's gonna attempt it, but again, I very much doubt that. But it might go for a second lap, maybe on this tyres.
Yeah, it's impossible to get 3 runs, but if he goes on the same set, he might get it done.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what it is, but I do like going out really late and just knowing that it's almost now or never. That just kind of adrenaline rush coming through you. As you know, if this has got to be the lap and there's no going back, it's no margin for error really. Do love that. And, I've noticed maybe sometimes that I'll be one of the last cars out on track if I towards the end of the session, just so I can just push myself to get the most out of the lap. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. As we saw on Friday, it did not work for me. I can confirm. It was looking on very interesting with my purple sector one in Q2 until I then invalidated on the very next corner, which was always great. Then proceeded to put it into a wall, which was a bit silly, but oh well.
At least you're honest.
Anyway, yeah, I must admit it wasn't bad. I just kind of wanted to see where my lap time would have put me. But, already looking forward to Russia next week, hopefully. And then after Russia, it will be I've technically completed a season in SLR as I joined last season in Japan, season 3, after the Russian do head there. But we've still got a couple of weeks to worry about Japan and those lovely S's, which has caught so many people out. But yeah. So yeah, Mamba's going to be the first person to set a lap, followed by Smoke will be the next person to set a lap after him. I think a lot of guys are going out to try and hopefully second lap out if they do indeed invalidate or have a problem, maybe hit a wall or something. Or if they hit a wall, they'll most likely be out for both laps. But yeah, nevertheless, I hope for the best for them, of course.
So folks, just a quick invite for Sir Gregory before we get on the grid, so hopefully we don't lose him. There he is, he's back.
Okay, just joined.
Right, Mamba Monster's going to be looking for an improvement here.
Yeah, he's about to cross the line for the final corner. And he's on second fastest.
Second.
It's
35
not a pole, but
1.
it's a very good time still. Here comes Smoke. No, it wasn't Smoke. Who was it? It was Saar that was starting
Starting his lap. No,
muddled up.
Saar,
I do believe
Freeman.
Smoke is going to be the next man to
Freeman's
cross the line.
Freeman starting his lap. So Smoke's up by 4.5 tenths. So he's looking at a potential 34 here. Yellow's just going slow, I think.
Jam's starting
out to the final corner.
Across the line. He goes fastest with a 1:34.6. Wow. He said
Ham's
he was
about to start.
Perhaps one of those
Is that Saar about to start?
theoretical times that he was thinking of was maybe come to life. It didn't give us an exact time.
Saar's just set a lap. I think it was a 35.6. I think Saar's just put himself P5 at the minute, which is a good time. Merckx, he's back in time to set the final run, which is brilliant. It's good to see. So that's Mamba Monster, is he? No, he's not.
The one will be Ryan Jones, and currently set pretty much identical time to what he had originally. I think it said he was 6 thousandths down after the second sector. But I'm sure that this last push through the final corner might just be a nice line through. Let's see.
No, not
he
quite.
He did improve by just under a tenth, but it's only fastest for second.
Mamba Monster's crashed.
Had to retire. I think he just retired, which maybe he retired on track. I think he did.
And maybe he's unaware of the rule. Yeah, he's parked up straight.
Freeman there.
34.4. Unbelievable time that. That is incredible.
That's a madness. You might have thought the Smoke had got that, but Freeman has just pulled it out of the bag. He really has. Now
Ham's pushing hard.
There is Para's
retired.
Out, I believe
It's on the track as
well. There we go. He passes across the line. He goes fourth fastest.
35.1.
Followed next by
Ham. It's Ham.
Oh, he lost the back end a lot there on the final corner. Yeah, he's backed off.
Backed out.
Bad for him. He's not going to get to it, but ARL Merckx will be the last man to cross the line. He's there to finish off qualifying. It's currently Freeman on pole. Will Merckx perhaps beat it?
Lagging a little bit.
Yeah, a bit of lag, and he's only gone 8 fastest. He improved by a second, to be fair to him, but still was not quite fast enough. There we go. It's SLR Freeman on pole for Singapore Grand Prix season 4 in SLR in Division 1. With astonishing. Oh, back of Ryan Jones there. Didn't cause any damage, so that's always fine. Still hitting the back of Ryan Jones. Anyway, yeah, 34.4, which is an amazing time. It really is. Apparently, Smoke did say he was going to set a 34.6, which is indeed what he did. And Freeman's just posting that in the chat. A little bit. And, yeah, I think a lot of the guys were very excited with Smoke's time in the chat. Just then to be kind of shocked by Freeman, it must be said. As I can see Assassin and Liam quite entertained by Freeman's lap time there.
I think it's a brilliant time. Give
It really
full
was.
respect to Freeman, and that's a fantastic time, 34.4. And the reigning Div 1 champ takes pole, LP Smoke. I think that's the first time Smoke's going to be on the front row of the grid in Division 1. I could be wrong, but I think it is.
Yeah, I'd assume
He's
so.
kind of nice for him to deliver in quali after his howler last week, but he's P2. Ryan Jones takes his momentum forward, P3. Championship leader jams there or thereabouts. Mamba and Ham and Saar not far off either, and Merckx, Para and Rizelm didn't really work out for them. So, but yeah, Jam, the championship leader in P4, he is going to be there or thereabouts. His race pace
There
is
we
going to
go.
be
The
good
rain
around
is
here.
thundering
Look
down.
at that. That
as we
is
enter
pouring
race day.
down.
Wow. That is proper thudding it down, that is.
I don't think Smoke's going to win this, as Beast just said Smoke for the win. I don't think that's going to happen, personally. He seems tends to struggle in the rain. I remember seeing his wet pace in Hungary, I think it was. Did we do the stream for Hungary, me and you, Owen? I can't remember who did it with me.
I didn't do it in Hungary, no.
I can't remember who did it with me. It might have been Riggs, actually. I think me and Riggs did it, and we saw Smoke's pace. Oh, someone's readied up. Airheaded Freak.
Oh,
no.
Freak's readied up. That's
no.
not going to be good at all. That's
going to be a restart. It's not going to affect any strategy, which is lucky.
Yeah. Of course, we will have our... we will have with this break between as we restart the lobby and eventually start the race, let's get some predictions in chat for your race winner. Of course, Justin has already said Smoke for the win. Rangi, you expressed your opinions about that. And, I don't know who I fancy. Will Bert Mylander come out and help Jamham once again? Who knows? We tend to take the mick out of him for. We'll have to see what happens, really. Don't really know. Don't have pictures yet. Jonesy could be up there. Freeman. Don't know how he is in the wet. I think some of the pad runners would be up there. So I'm sure the guys will be setting up the grid now.
Yeah, it won't even let me spectate the grid. I think the lobby's kind of glitched at the same time. Also now we've got the weight for the lobby. Look at our driver.
Yeah.
Look at him. He looks happy. He's got an interesting looking helmet. Whoever's made that's made that nice. That's the SLR. The SLR colours, the light blue and the black. What's our badge?
Who's that?
Change our badge. I don't know anyone who's bought a livery this year. If anyone's bought a livery, then let me know. Actually, no, I do. I think Gareth bought the Christmas cars. SLR Gareth in Division 3 bought the Christmas car liveries. Yeah, it takes a brave man to drive around in one of them, I think. Speaking of liveries,
No
this week we've got our invitational this week on Tuesday. Hopefully, it's going to be streamed. It could be tricky for us to stream it, as we've got two big races going on at the same time. We've got 40 drivers who've confirmed to race. What we've done is we've split those 40 drivers in half. So we've got one team of 20 versus another team of 20. So one is the orange team, one is the blue team. And these teams are going to be split in half again, and they're going to race against each other in two separate races. So you've got one grid. I think it's me and you were in the same grid, aren't we, Owen? Me and you on orange
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
In one grid
Orange
against who's in the other grid? I think it's Steve-O and a few others. Well, obviously a few others.
Yeah, Steve-O's. I can't remember
To know,
many
I think
others.
off the top of my head, Steve-O's definitely in it. And then at the same time, we've got another race going on, and I haven't decided, or it hasn't been determined what hasn't been decided what track we're going to do, but it's going to be short quali and then a 50% race, so that should be interesting. And it's the team who scores the most points over the course of the two races will take the win, isn't it?
Yeah.
The points have been
Yeah,
the points have been adapted a
Overly
little bit, so the points have been adapted a little bit, so it's still worthwhile for people even finishing in like P17 to carry on racing. They still get good points to contribute towards their team. But have you got an invite, by the way? I'm in.
I have. I'm just joining now.
Okay.
Just having a look about some possible liveries for Tuesday. I think I might be able to get a little bit in while we wait. So just waiting on a couple guys left to ready up. Not ready up to get in. There we go. Everyone's in there.
It's quick. Love to see it. Oh, he's done it. There we go. Dylan's picked his car. Fingerboy's picked his car. We're just waiting. Oh no. 19 drivers.
Crazed Bear has become a spectator. There we go. He's just got out of that. Just be sitting. There we go. He's back in his car now.
Yeah, we're just waiting on Ham to do the custom grid, and then we'll be with you folks. Sorry for the slight delays. Luckily, with these these boys in Div 1, they're very efficient. They're quite good at getting the lobby back up in quick time. So who's give me your top three, Owen. I want to know who you think's gonna make the podium come the end of the race.
It's definitely going to be tough. I mean, as I was saying, you can never count out, of course, the championship leader in Jam and his special payroll that includes Bert Mylander. But nevertheless, who knows what could happen? He might be able to get up there. Where is he starting? P4, I believe. Is he P4? Can't remember.
Jam P4, yeah.
Yeah, and but I don't know if it's about to see if Smoke can get there from the second on the grid. Of course, with the wet start, and as you said, he's not great in the wet. Freeman should be interesting because I guess some of the pad guys might be a little bit better around in the wet. I mean, I know definitely I struggle quite a bit. I say I'd like to see Freeman carry on and get the win today, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So I'm going to say Freeman's going to be my pick for today. So all the best
Freeman for the win.
Ferrari teammate with me.
So Freeman for the win.
Be a little bit biased towards him. I am
Who's
indeed saying
P2?
that. I say Jam's going to be P2, and I'm going to say Ryan Jones for P3. So from third on the grid to third on the end of the race.
Yeah,
Of
I
course,
think it's hard to disagree with
cars
that.
can change out everything.
I think that's really hard to disagree with. I would say I'm going to throw it out there a little bit. I'm going to say Jam's going to take the win. I think Jam is going to find a way to win, either if it's the classic Jam safety car trick or he's just generally quicker. I think Jam might find a way through. Can't see Smoke finish on the podium, no disrespect to him. I think he's a fantastic driver, but I just don't think with the rain it's going to help him. Hopefully I'm wrong. It'd be nice to see an Alpha do well after continuing Youngi's showing yesterday, but I think he's going to drop off the pace a little bit, so I think we could have the likes of potentially like Mamba Monster. Maybe we could have Ham there,
Yeah.
but I think Ryan Jones is going to make the cut. But I'm going to stick my neck on the line for P3. I'm going to say Midzi. I'm going to say Midzi's going to take P3. He's a bit of
from
a
P11.
yeah. I think he's a bit of a
Quality,
rain merchant. He loves the rain.
He
He's
is.
fantastic in the rain. He's obviously a very good driver, wheel to wheel and one lap pace. He's a fantastic driver. So I'd be surprised to not see him there or thereabouts. But yeah, hopefully he can do it. It's obviously going to be hard to overtake around here.
I think he'll definitely be up there. And with that, of course, safety cars, I'm sure we'll be certain that we will see them come out at some point today. We've had max safety cars, haven't we, in both of the two divisions over the last couple of days. And yes, I think strategies can play into point. Of course, we're supposed to be starting in the heavy rain and going into the drives. I'm sure we'll see a few crashes, a few spins. Always gets nice and exciting. Assassin said evoke to crash, which
Oh wow!
great
Wow!
Expectations for him.
Evoke's a great bloke. He did the stream with me on Tuesday, I think it was, and we did our. He seems to have lost his pace a little bit, but he's a good bloke. He's Evoke, so hopefully he does well. Mr. Robot in the chat says, "What has been happening with these lobbies? They seem to be issues every week." Well, you know what? We're not too sure. I think it's a bit of an issue with increased traffic on Xbox and on the game, due to obviously obvious reasons, people having to be at home. But it's really hard to tell. Sometimes it's the host's connection, but on this particular, I mean, it shouldn't really be the host's connection because the hosts in all four divisions really. If you include the reserve division, all 5 divisions have got strong connections to the host. It shouldn't really be the host problem. But on this particular occasion, the issue with the lobby was that someone readied up early, and when someone readies up early, it means we have to restart the grid, as people will not get the time they need to prepare themselves for the race, particularly if they've done all 3 qualifying sessions. It's pretty tough on someone who's spent an hour driving straight in all 3 qualifying sessions. Not driving straight, but concentrating for a long period of time, setting quick laps to then go straight into a long race, particularly the longest race on the calendar, which requires immense concentration. So I feel it's the guys need a break to do whatever they need to do, get food, get drink, do whatever you need to do. So that is why. But yeah, there are some issues with the game that we've already talked about in our podcast, didn't we, Owen? When was that? Was it last? No, it wasn't last week. It was the week before, so around 10 days ago. So it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks this Wednesday. Yeah, it should be on our YouTube channel if you guys want to go and check it out. It's Summit League Racing on YouTube. You can find our SidePod episode 4, which was where we talked about the F1 2019 game, and we speculated about the F1 2020 game. That was before it was all announced. So be interesting to actually watch that back.
It will
see what happened. Smoke said to start at 09. Dylan was the first to ready up, and that did scare me for a second, but Smoke readied up straight after. So
Dylan's left the session now as well, actually, which is not great. I don't really know what that means. So,
and his name's not there. He's gone off the
side.
side.
Which does not seem very promising for him. So don't know what's happened, but yeah. So as soon as you can see on the grid, he's not there, which is gutting for him. So yeah, we don't have a P13. So that's really gutting. I mean the connection and the to the games and all the issues with Codemasters has actually been all right this weekend. I'd say we haven't had to restart. I don't think we just had
Div 2. Div 2 haven't
every race so far. We've had some person disconnect on the formation lap, which means that they've had to a bit of a struggle. But
yeah, Div 2 haven't had to restart in a while. We've changed our host connection as well, and our host tends to get around about 550 megabytes download speed, so it's not really the host's problem. It's a real shame to see Dylan not there.
Yeah.
That's a real shame as his bad luck continues.
He does. I remember he's amazing in Div 2. I'm pretty sure he was in 3 races in Div 2, and he got about 40 points from those 3 races alone, which is really impressive. He is. But yeah, it's just since he's come up to Div 1.
Well, no, Merck's gone too.
Quite been with him. Merck's has left the session as well, but his car is still on track, so we might be able to get him in.
I think if Dylan's connection had stayed stable, been stable for an extra like 10 seconds, he would have been fine, because he would have been able to get back into his car. But
it's as soon as he readied up.
It's just stupid, isn't it? Really, why would why take the car off the grid? Like, no one can join back. No one else can join fresh. You can't just the car, especially when they're sat on the grid. A new car won't just appear. It's a bit crap, really. It should just stay there. And if no one joins back after a certain time, then maybe the car retires or the car's continuously ghosted or something. But yeah, it seems a bit much for one car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do a quick little rundown, I guess, of the grid. So it's 3 minutes up first in the Ferrari, followed by Smoke, then Ryan Jones, Jam, Ham, Member Monster, and Ham Jam are in round at the top 6. Then it's Sar, Merckx, Paraquix, and Roselle in the top 10. Of course, he had his crash in Q3. Midsy's right up his inside, right up his butt for P11. And it's Bezzers in 12th. Of course, we don't have 13th, which is where Dylan would have started. Then Saxman, Craze there. Fingerboy in 16th, Substitute Gregory, Motion Hazard, Evoke Replays, and Ahead Freak in P20 in the racing points will round off the grid as he perfectly lines up pretty much just in time. So let's see if we can get a decent little view. Here we go.
There you go. That's the best we're going to get.
Now.
And we're off.
Away we go. Looks like
we've got good starts at the minute.
So Freeman's just got away very well.
Up the inside there. Merckx has a look. Bit of
SARS gained
slight contact there.
I think he lost a few positions, then got a few back.
Looks clean at the minute. It's good racing so far from everybody. Motion Hazard and Evoker up 2. Someone's lost an end plate there. Some guy's going wide at the back here. Ryan Jones has got Smoke. Motion Hazard's at the back. He's made a little mistake.
His hand going to go for a move on Member Monster. He looks like he's made a mistake. He has. He's made
great move.
Dive into turn 7.
Oh, it's a round there. SARS round. Alpha's round.
Just that gone a bit. Bit of a back end slips out on him there. That gone down to 11th.
Did the back? Was that his own mistake? Was it?
As it's a safety car. That looks like
there?
It's the Vogue. No, it's not. Yeah, Vogue has got no front wing.
He's got a penalty. Midsy's got a penalty for a collision with Para.
That's for Midsy.
And a vocal one for a collision with Fingerboy. Oh, look at this. End plate damage. What is going on here? I'm not sure people know what position they're in. And Craze Bear's got to let him pass. So Craze Bear went past Saxman there, and then he had to let him back through. I think people couldn't really tell where they were.
Yeah.
Has Sar got damage from his spin? I think Sar has not got damage from his spin. I think he's got away with it. Sutya Gregory, what a start he's had. He's up. He's just been over. What's happened there?
Been overtaken by. Oh yes, he's back up. Sar accidentally lost the brake in there.
What's going on here? Yeah, Midsy was trying to overtake people there. I'm not sure what he was doing. But yeah, Sutya Gregory up 8 places. What a fantastic start. In Singapore, in the wet. That's unbelievable. Well done. So he finds himself in P9. Safety car is out, but that surprises me. It definitely wasn't worth the safety car. Nothing too serious happened. There wasn't a stricken car on the track. A VSC would have
left in the session.
Yeah, a VSC would have sorted that out, no problem. Sar and Midsy. Oh, what's happened now? Midsy's pitted. Midsy's got front wing damage. Midsy's got front wing damage, yeah. Roselle, yeah.
Come in. And
these guys are going to.
So
these guys are going to be on they're going to be changing their wings. I can't. Oh, there's double stack. Yeah, as you said, I can't see anyone change to inters.
Mercedes, a vote's going to be really hurt from this. Must
no
be
one
said,
changing
did
to.
say a voter crashed on that one, but yes, he's managed to survive at least, so he will continue on, which is good to see, of course. But he's just going to be quite far down. He might make out in time for the safety car, so he might be able to get back around in time. We'll see, but yeah. So a few changes here and there. A lot of them have been, like, for instance, one person losing a lot of places, and most of the guys have got back up from that. So yeah, our biggest winner, of course, is Sergio Gregory. He's up to 9th from almost being P17 on the grid. Rizem, of course, got involved in a bit of a problematic situation in turn 1. He's lost in 6 positions and he's had to pit, which means he's down to 16th from 10th on the grid. So he's not had the greatest start either. I'm sure the wet weather is really hindering quite a few guys that weren't expecting such great weather. Yeah, hopefully so. Excited. It's quite close. So, of course, Mid-City and Evoke both got 5-second penalties on their safety car, but they were actually allowed to take them, weren't they, when they went into the pits and changed their front wings. So,
yeah.
And now back to clean slates, so to speak, just a bit further down than they first intended, I'm sure.
Oh, there you go. Gregory. Oh,
just got
Gregory.
one for 5-second for exceeding track limits.
These track limits penalties are so harsh under the safety car. The last thing you want to do here is go over the white line, especially when there's no need to. I think that's a point us stewards have been really trying to emphasise lately, isn't it? Really, Owen. We've just been, a lot of guys unhappy with in-game penalties in regards to exceeding track limits, especially under safety car. The moral of the story is just don't go over the line. You should be, going at a fraction of the speed you usually go at. So just stick within the white lines, guys. I mean, the game, although it's speak of the devil, Bez has just done it.
I think he went a bit wide on the exit final corner. I didn't quite see it, but I'd assume from that situation he's probably done that and cost himself a time there.
Interesting, he's just got a 10-second penalty and Gregory got a 5-second penalty. So it's ridiculous that the game actually has it. There's no way it should be any sort of penalty. No one's gaining an advantage. No one can overtake.
Spun and has gone into the pits now. So he's had a bit of a problem. He lost part of his end plate just from that lap alone. So he's going to be pitting now and he's changing his front wing. He'll come out at back of grid, which is quite horrible for him.
Man, that's a nightmare for him. So to get back racing. Hopefully the safety car can come in this lap, get it out of the way. We don't want to see it. Especially at this point, we didn't need the safety car for whatever it came out for. We did see a lovely move from Ham up the inside of Mamba Monster coming into the end of the first sector. It was a really nice move. The same part of the track myself. I had a little bit of an incident on Friday night, so good to see
just a little
getting through clean.
Same that.
Just a little one. We won't get into it. But no, it was a really great move from Ham. Sooty Gregory's obviously picked up that time penalty. He probably will serve when he comes into the pits, but that's not to take away from. Let's not take away that from his start. Brilliant start. I didn't see any of his overtakes, unfortunately. There seemed to be a whole gang of cars in the middle.
From that gang of guys that had a bit of a coming together.
There was a
lot of the guys from Star downwards, kind of looking at, of course, Rizal and Saxman, Mid-City, they all kind of got involved in a bit of a collision as well, didn't they? As the vote for replace has got a 10-second time penalty now as well, so he's clearly trying to catch up to the rest of the pack, and has cost him quite badly there. To kind of continue on from as we were saying about this, all these track and time limit penalties, track exceeding. I mean, as you're saying, you shouldn't really be going at full speed around it. You shouldn't really have an excuse to be cutting in these corners. As we were saying about there was diff 3, wasn't there? Where we had
another one.
Another
one there.
10-second time penalty.
It seems to be really harsh on that corner. Almost it has been Lost connection there.
Left the session.
Let's try and get him back in if we can. Nothing to see. I can't believe the safety car's still going round. This is pretty dull at the minute. And what's the safety car still doing? We need to get it in.
Working nicely for motion hazard though. But now that he's left the session, might not be able to do it. As Brazil's got one for a severe collision with air-headed freak. I've just seen an end plate.
End plates. That looked like a Red Bull one. That looked like
Bezos, yeah. Bezos had a severe collision with SAR.
Oh, look, it's gone. The right side's gone. The right side.
Yeah.
Well, the end plate's gone. It's Power and Mercs overtake each other here. What's going on here? Div 1 drivers are making some silly mistakes here under the safety car. This could, petty little safety car at the start of the race for nothing, because it is really going to cause a big domino effect for loads of guys down the grid at the minute who've picked up penalties and damage. Bezos is likely the safety car is going to come in this lap, and Bezos has
got some more. Is missing an end plate as well, similar to Bezos, and for collision machine is probably quite similar to the one with Bezos had as well, that resulted in the 5-second penalty. Yeah. So there we go. So the car is in. I'm sure we'll see Freeman backing up the. We had quite a mix of safety car restarts yesterday, didn't we?
I've just on board with Roselle now. Just saw a headed freak come out of the hairpin and just didn't put the power down. I think Roselle, obviously he's entitled to do it as long as he's not too far back from the car in front, but just caught Roselle off guard. It just seems to be a few instances here. Shouldn't really. Yeah, just now, just coming out of the hair, well, just like 20, 30 seconds.
Because they've already come together, so I wonder if the headed freak's done that a couple of times, because they came together and Roselle has got a 5-second penalty and the wing damage.
If that's the case, then I'm sure we'll find out on Tuesday.
So there we go, the safety car is in.
We're off.
Freeman has had
Freeman's.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Oh, that's not gone well.
Similar one to Div 3.
That's what Dark Zenon did last night. Yeah, I think he started and then he's gone, and that's meant smoke's been done by Jamham and Hamjam.
And Ham
so Freeman's restart has really screwed over LG Smoke there.
So mid-seas past Saxman now, as a couple of guys have gone into pits, so Bezos and Roselle have gone into pits there, doing their penalties. Sarah's got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with motion hazard. Looking at the way he's going around the track, he's lost a lot of his front wing as well, so he's lost a bit of an end plate. It's not the greatest of restarts, again, as Assassin said in the chat. Here we go. So we are away again, though, which is always nice to see. I've just seen another end plate fly off there. I didn't see that. Can't quite tell who that was. And Ryan Jones is missing an end plate. He hit the wall. And so in second place is now missing an end plate, which will really help out Freeman. You'll expect to have a bigger gap, I'd assume.
Maybe some reduced downforce might actually help some of the guys here. I think maybe some of these guys are running high downforce setups, and obviously with the rain that makes it even more squirmy, so maybe even taking off some downforce by losing an end plate actually might even out the car a little bit for some of these guys.
Maybe. We'll have to see. It's Freeman from Ryan Jones from Jamham and Hamjam and Smoke is the top 5. So
Amber Monster's gone very deep there.
Wow. Yeah, I'm just
is on the back of him there.
Looking great. He's quite
following each other through the tunnel.
They're looking at mid-seas right on the back of their headed freak there as they go through the final chicane. As you said, the wet weather master is his name. So as we go through LEC final corner.
The headed freak's gone wide. Biggs is going to get this done.
Yeah, there we go. And that looks like it's done already, and it has. And then one expects him to start braking as he does, and then we get this position at P12 for mid-sea. Nice and easy. I'm sure he'll be pushing up to Finger Boy soon as well.
So Freeman's got a nice little lead at the minute.
He's got a nice little gap to Ryan Jones.
It should be. I mean, if drivers aren't making mistakes, it should be so hard to overtake around here. I mean, it's hard enough as it is, but it should be so hard now. There's no DRS. on offer. So at the minute, I mean, the track is supposed to dry up soon, but at the minute the rain is torrential. You can see it bouncing off Merckx's car. On board with him
Really
here as he
good.
chases Mamba Monster. He's really struggling in the wet weather. Mamba Monster's actually got damage. Oh, Evoke's gone. Evoke is gone.
I do believe. Yeah, it's coming out.
Where's that?
That's
Oh, yeah.
7, isn't it?
That's where I crashed. That's at
We've got
the start of the
safety
second
car.
sector. Another one. Oh no.
We've just come out of one. We've had was that 2 laps, 3 laps? I think 2 laps. So not many positions have changed, and yeah, we've had another safety car. So for a better restart than we had last time. Yeah, so, I'm trying to see. Yeah, so you must have lost it. Oh, as Rizal and Bezos, I
Just seen that. Yeah.
Them. Bezos sent it in pretty much there, or no, he didn't. He proper broke just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I don't really know what that was for. Brazilians almost going to back him for that. Both of these guys got 5-second penalties already.
These guys, yeah, the bottom 3, well, including Motion Hazard, the bottom 4 are going to be extremely thankful for this safety car. It's brought them right back into the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, they're going to be at the back of the pack, but they're a lot closer to the rest of the field than they were before. But yeah, that's a shame. It's another safety car. I mean, obviously, you could probably potentially more warranted than the first one was. But yeah, 7 laps just completed now, and we've had 2 safety cars, so it's not really what you want to see. Member wants the pit. Oh, sorry. Member wants the pits. And he's got damage on his wing, which we could see earlier, so I think he's going to be getting a nose change here. Airheaded Freak is in as well. Going to get a fresh set of wets as well, but he's going to lose out on some track position. He should come out in P14 though. Yeah, Airheaded Freak gets his nose changed as well, so Mamba Monster out in P14. Yep. He's going to be hoping it dries up quickly. He seems to be a bit off the pace in the wet. LP Smoke, who we thought might be a bit off the pace, has lost 3 positions. But hasn't looked too far off the pace. He lost 2 positions from Freeman's pretty dodgy restart. And got overtaken by Ryan Jones towards the start of the race. But yeah, it's hard to tell. We have not had many laps of proper racing.
Yeah, so under this safety car will be the best time for me to get a cheeky drink, because I've got to get one under 5-minute break, so I'll quickly leave you in for a quick second. See you all shortly.
So yeah, as I just mentioned, it's a good opportunity for these guys now to catch up to the rest of the pack. They're all saving their ERS as you'd expect, so they'll be doing the same thing. They'll be saving some fuel at the same time, ready to use and burn when the track dries out, or supposedly dries out later, but at the minute there is no sign of that. It is absolutely pouring down in Marina Bay in Singapore. Ryan Jones, it's good to see him back up in P2. He has definitely carried on the momentum he gained from his first ever league racing win last week in, where were we last week? We were in, I've forgotten where we were. Someone help me out. Where were we last week? Italy. Of course we were. Yeah, so Ryan took the win. Yeah, Ryan took the win last week. It's good to see him taking the momentum through. Ham and Jam, obviously, always there or thereabouts. Jam in front of Ham this time. We saw on Thursday a few interesting tactics from Jam. I think Ham probably got a little bit annoyed at some point. Every single time Ham seemed to make a move on someone in the F2 race, Jam seemed to do exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. So it wasn't the person wasn't losing one place; they seemed to be losing 2 places. So we'll see if Ham can do that to Jam this week. It's going to be a bit harder to stay on the back of some cars, obviously, because of the rain, the spray, no DRS. It's all going to come down to driving skill here, really.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot different to as we were expecting it to be in with the dry conditions. I'm sure the grid has really bunched together quite a bit more than we expect. I mean, it's already close enough as it is in Div 1.
So the pack is almost bunched up now. We're just waiting on Saru, who's a bit far off the back of Roseln. Hopefully he can catch up soon. But his delta doesn't seem to be changing for me. It still says 17. Oh no, he's not really gaining. I could be wrong. Showing that he's not really gaining. He can't be 17 seconds back now. He must be gaining on this pack. But hopefully the safety car comes in this lap.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it will. I think he'll probably stay out for one more.
Moments, if it will be or not. I'm sure we'll be hoping it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do go around for another lap.
A few memes could be made tonight as well about Jam probably paying Bert a bit too much probably to come out, I think, at the minute. I think Bert's probably a little bit trigger happy, I think. I think Jam needs to sort him out personally. But, yeah. I'm joking.
And,
yeah,
sure, it's probably
pretty
a bit
much on the back.
It's in this lap.
Oh, look how late that call was.
It really was,
so
wasn't
late.
It? As Freeman's going to have to bunch back quite late on.
He's gone.
A bit better of a restart.
Freeman's gone now. Look at that. What an absolute disastrous safety car that is. Last second, it brings everyone back to racing speed. Midzi on along the sides. Fingerboy. Nothing there.
So far,
it's
a 3 second penalty.
Looks like a much better getaway than it did last time round. Freeman did have a 1 point or nearly 2 second gap to Ryan Jones, I think it was, at the time of the safety car coming back out, and Jam is not far off the back of Ryan here. And Ham's not far off that either. LP spoke.
Again, Midsy's right on the back of Fingerboy. When would he send that move? Like, you can definitely tell how much quicker he is in the wet. As we saw an there we go. That's
there you go.
Praise Bear
past Gregory.
Yeah.
Gregory's got pressure from Fingerboy, who has pressure from Midzi. It's interesting to watch these three. Fingerboy. Yeah, we could have a look at that. I mean, there's a lot of trains around here anyway, but it's going to be even more in the wet, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure trains will be horrible around here.
Midzi is right on the back.
I'm very glad that we didn't have wet weather on Friday, it must be said.
I'm glad too, but I wasn't around long enough to enjoy the dry anyway, so it wouldn't really have bothered me. Midzi right on the back of Fingerboy here. He's almost pushed him around that corner.
Yeah. I'm sure sooner or later he's going to go for it. I'd probably need to turn one unless Fingerboy makes
He's got a good run here, though.
Yeah, he's got a very good run. He's going to go for it now. Fingerboy covers him off, it looks like.
See what these guys are doing further up the field. Jam. Freeman's opened a 1.1 second gap to Ryan Jones at the minute. Jam is not far off Ryan himself.
Freeman sets something fastest lap as he separates a 1.2 second gap. Of course, Ryan Jones does have that little bit of wing damage, doesn't he?
He sure does. Fingerboy's close. The City Gregory, but not close enough.
Sure, Midzi will I'll be able to use that to his advantage with Fingerboy's. Didn't quite go for it, but maybe Midzi will have a go into turn 7, I'd assume. If he can get a good run from turn 5 here.
Well, Fingerboy's got a good run on City Gregory.
Yeah, he has.
Into hot lap. Is he going to send it here? I think he could. I think he might send it here. No, he's going to think better of it.
He's backed out of it.
It's a hard enough move in the dry.
Quite wide.
He's going wide though.
Midzi's now on the inside of Fingerboy. Is he going
to the inside?
Oh,
he's hit him.
He gets it in and Fingerboy's closed the door on him. As he now goes
definitely touched him at the inside.
And he goes in for it and he's hit City Gregory now.
Absolute carnage here. Fingerboy's
giving him a little half spin.
Is he not giving it? No, he's not giving it back either. So Fingerboy's claiming that.
Yeah, he's claiming that position.
Midzi's right on the back. I think he shunted him. Did Midzi just hit him?
I didn't quite see.
Can't quite tell if Midzi just hit the back of him. He's going for it up the inside. City Gregory's got damage on the left side. City Gregory's definitely got end plate damage. Midzi's right on the back of him here. He's going to want the inside line.
He's going to
make this. Surely he's going to make this work here.
Not too far behind either. There we go. There's Midzi's got the move done, and
good move from Midzi
there. Back of City Gregory.
So Sergio Gregory's got damage at the minute. His brilliant start is kind of being undone, unfortunately.
Really is.
He's just lost
Yeah,
2
they've
places
really
in
great
1
start.
lap. So Midzi and Fingerboy are going to want to close that gap. It's currently a 2-second gap to Craze Bear ahead of Fingerboy. He's really going to want to close that.
Oh,
It's as you
was
were
a bit
at the front.
interesting there. It just seemed like there was a bit of a bump there from Mambo Monster. I don't know if that was lag or whether that was just I've had a collision, because it was quite similar with me and Macvich had a situation like that in Div 2, where I kind of got jumped out in the middle of nowhere, and it was a bit weird.
Mambo Monster's on the back of Motion Hazard here. He's going to have a look.
He's going to go for it. Looks like he's going to send out
look.
the inside. Going to get too wide for it as Mambo Monster picks up a penalty for it, for that run.
He sends it there.
It was quite harsh for him, because he definitely probably didn't have the room, but he had to avert and eventually gave himself a 3-second time penalty for it. Saxman is now right on the back of Cedric Gregory yet again.
I think we can see him move here. He's got faster. He's got a lot better straight line speed here.
Yeah, as he's side by
Up the
side.
inside goes Saxman.
And it's turn 7. And he's made to move
Gregory goes
forced
wide.
Gregory out wide a bit there, and Gregory's
done him.
slotting behind him. That's quite a smart move.
Oh, in the wall, in the
there
wall.
goes
Motion Hazard's in the wall.
Motion Hazard's been put into the wall there. It's by Mamba Monster. They went side by side
Did he?
into turn 8 there, and it's not really good going in side by side into a corner like that. There's not got much margin for error. And quite a tight section, quite a tight turn that is, and
no
going
disaster.
too wide, it's never going to end well. And the man on the outside is always going to be the one that's coming in off worse, and that's exactly what's happened for Motion Hazard. I just saw
there
that
you
kind
go.
of on the
That Ferrari there, Rosel's just
bottom.
hit the back of a headed freak.
Yeah,
a lot
these
of
two
love
have,
back to the
I'm
back
pretty sure they've
here.
come together already tonight, and should be going again. You've got round 2 with
Jam
these
is
two.
close to the back of Ryan Jones here.
I was about
Jam
to
is
say
closing up
that
here.
as well, so we might see him move maybe into turn 1 if he gets a good exit. Ahead of Freak's got a 5-second time penalty in front of Roselle for exceeding track limits. Mamba Monster's now right on the back of Sergio Gregory, see how he does. See now
So
he's
he's still not going to be able to get the job done there. He's Jam.
Roselle's he's got a little bit of a better run there on ahead of Freak, not by much though. No, he's not really
Mamba Monster hasn't got any damage if it was a collision with Hazard pits.
Yeah, that's rotten luck, I'd say, for Motion Hazard. I don't know whether he perhaps got a bit loose on the exit at turn 7, which
Oh no!
meant
A headed freak there, he's completely lost it. He missed his braking point by a mile, and he's hit the back of Mamba Monster, and he almost sent him in the wall, but luckily I think he managed to save it.
Roselle's going to go.
Roselle's coming alongside here. Is he going to send it?
Keep it? No, he's not. I'm sure he's done well there at headed freaks to stay within the track limits for that turn, I think, and kept the position. You can definitely tell he's missing an end plate on that front left, and Roselle's going to be right on the back of him.
Yeah, you can see
He's
that
twice-
there. You
you
can see the
see
damage
that.
there.
For a little bit.
So, he's got a good run, Roselle. He has got a good run here. Still not close enough, really. You've got to be right on the back tower.
Ooh.
Look at the difference. Look at the speed difference he can carry through that corner. He might send it up the inside here. If he's close enough, he is. No, he's not going to be close enough.
No, he's not, but if he gets a good run here, I'm sure he'll be able to send it into the next hairpin. Let's have a look, see. He's nice. Ahead of Freak's kind of pulling away from him a bit there. So, never go on Mamba Monster himself. It's too far away. Although Mamba Monster went very wide into that turn there.
There's good racing from these guys at the back of the field here.
Ryan Jones has set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, which is really impressive considering the wing damage, of course, that he's got. He's increased his gap by a couple tenths to Jam, but it's just kind of been taken away from that twisty section of turns 1 to 3. Just lost a bit of time through there, but you'd expect that as Roselle's right on the back of the head for it here. Expect him to perhaps go for a move. He's not going to go for it into turn 1. Looks like he would have thought he might have gone for it, but he's decided against it. We go through turn 3. Is he perhaps going to get a good run? Here we go. Is he side by side with him yet? No, he seems like he had a pretty dodgy exit actually out of turn 3. surely it's only a matter of time before Rizal does get past airheaded Freak, and so he's definitely been chasing for it. And it seems the parts where he's quicker, of course, would be the twisty sections with the lack of downforce that airhead Freak has got. That will mean that of course it's going to be really hard for him to overtake, as Rizal seems to be. I feel like come a bit deep into that turn there. Freeman's making
got a nice
massive
little gap here,
yeah. Now 3 seconds. And talking about that gap's just quite a small one between second and third with Ryan Jones and Jam. They enter sector 3.
Yeah, Jam's fancying this, isn't he?
Nice
Jam, he's lining this up.
Really thinking about it. Definitely think he knows he can get the job done if he goes for it, but where is it he's going to go for it?
Yeah, Smoke's not far off the back of Ham either. We've got some guys. They're all quite close. Yeah. They're all still quite tightly packed, the field at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest gap is the gap of the lead, other than, of course, Motion Hazard, who had a bit of a problem. As Freeman does set a fastest lap, so he takes it back from Ryan Jones, because he set it last lap.
Interesting to see now when this crossover point's going to be and when this rain's going to stop. It still looks pretty torrential. It doesn't even look anything like it
doesn't look like the rain's going away from this view, but I'm sure it will eventually.
The thing is, are we going to see... I'm not sure what we're going to see. Are we going to see heavy rain that goes straight into dry weather, or are we going to see heavy rain going to light rain going to dry? Are we going to see guys pitting for inters? Are we going to see Assar's retired? That's in the pits. It's in the pits. So unfortunately on his debut he's retiring, which is a shame.
No, it's quite a shame.
Fingerboy and Crazed Bear. Look at this wheel to wheel here. They're going side by side in the same corner that Motion Hazard crashed. And Fingerboy tries to switch back. That looks like a good move potentially, but Crazed Bear covers him off.
Let's cover him off, definitely. Seems like that. It doesn't look like there's any.
He's right behind him.
Injuring either him as Crazed Bear.
The inside, Fingerboy. Fingerboy at the inside of Crazed Bear. What a move that is! What a fantastic overtake by Fingerboy. I mean, especially in the wet as well. Unbelievable overtake, Crazed Bear.
Race director, the Crazed Bear overtake in the first place on Fingerboy was actually illegal, and he's actually lost a 5-second penalty to that. And now
maybe he's
clipped
back past maybe he feels it was an incorrect call. Maybe he's clipped it and he's going to send it in to the stewards. But that's by the by. In comparison, that move by Fingerboy up the inside, I mean, that's a great move in the dry, but let alone in the wet, that was a fantastic overtake from Fingerboy, so all credit there. Brilliant move. Midzi hasn't really made as much progress as I thought he might. He's just behind them. He hasn't got damage. No, he has got damage. Oh, yes, he has. Has he got damage? Yeah, he has on the right side. Midzi has got damage on the right side. He's got no end plate. Oh, he's pitting on pitting. No, I thought Saxon behind was going to pit. I think Saxon maybe just pulled to the left-hand side just to cool the car down a little bit. Because although it's raining, the car is still going to be absolutely boiling.
As Rizal is past their headed Frick has actually spun.
He's crashed.
The final corner.
In the wall.
Yeah, he's struggling to get back on going. I'm assuming he's going to put into the pits as he does. Didn't see that. I just saw Rizal overtake him on the screen, so I had a little look, but then just saw him in the wall, which is unlucky for him. I didn't. Maybe a bit more to that story, but we don't know. Was it Mamba Monster has left the session?
Like that.
We're going to need to try and get him back in.
Yeah, can you add him as a friend on Xbox and try and get him back in? Won't let me. I'm not sure we've got him on the streaming account. Yeah, just search his name in. Because otherwise we'll be off the stream for ages trying to search him in. Gotta type his name in. Yeah, Jam and Ryan Jones, the gap is still within a second. It has been since the safety car restart pretty much, but Jam is still nowhere near close enough to get any sort of move done. Remember Monster's AI has been overtaken by Rizal. Ryan Jones has just picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. It's not going to be any good for him. Now, we just need to see where these guys when this rain's going to stop and when these guys are going to be looking to either change tyres to winters or...
So,
Did you find him? Have you got him?
yeah, I've got him, but it's not coming up on my pause menu.
Add him as a
to
friend.
invite him.
Add him as a friend.
Yeah.
Add him as a friend. Yeah, and then press your Xbox button, go to the party, go to invite more, change from invite to party to invite to game, and then invite him. Go and find him on friends list and invite him. That's the little way around it, because sometimes the game won't let you invite it through the pause menu.
There we go. Send me invites.
Done it?
Yeah. Hopefully he'll be back in then. You know, as the Crazy Bears picked up a penalty. Paraquix has gone on to the Inters, which is quite interesting. So maybe you can definitely tell the rain has definitely got lighter. So that's going to be quite interesting for the strategy call. So Paraquix is the first to pull the trigger for the intermediates.
It definitely looks like Inters weather though, doesn't it? It definitely does look like Inters weather.
It's cleared up a little bit, definitely. Nah, it's been quite a drastic change. I mean, I've gone to invite a member and I've come back and it's Inters weather suddenly.
Yeah, this is what we mean. Yeah, the rain's still coming down. Motion has us pitting as well. Airheaded Freak staying out. What are these boys at the front going to do? Are any of these guys here going to chance it? If Freeman doesn't chance it, Ryan Jones and the other guys probably should. I feel like...
I mean, I'm looking at the delta from Paris to Mamba Monster, because I think he might have taken control of the car now, Mamba Monster, but I mean, the gap is closing quite rapidly.
Motion has us pit for Inters 2.
Yeah, he's coming out on the Inters now. There's Midsy's past Praise Bear. In fact, no, Midsy's in the wall.
Oh no, he is, yeah.
Where's that? That's at the, that's where the Toro Rossos both crashed in Div 3 yesterday.
That is, yeah.
Wow.
No one pitting then. No one pitting.
So we look on the...
Oh yeah, there you go. Aaron Merckx trying it. Yes, love to see it.
First man to pull the
Aaron
trigger.
Merckx is trying it. Let's see how that's going to work out, yeah.
I'm assuming that Midsy has got no...
Oh, Crazy Bear's lost it. We've just seen Crazy Bear.
Lost it.
He's hit the wall. He's big time.
Big time lost that is. As Midsy's coming into the pits as well, is he going to chance the Inters perhaps? Or is it just going to be for a change of front wing?
Well, he's surely going to change to Inters.
You would think so. Amber Monsters carried on.
He's struggling on these wets at the minute.
Yeah, it's Inters for Midsy, so he's going to come onto the Inters now. You've definitely seen him excel on these Inters.
Para looks a lot more confident around these corners than everyone else does.
Yeah, he does. He's catching up to Matt. See, when he came out of the pits, it was an 8-second gap to Amber Monster. It's now down to just 1.8, which is absolutely incredible. I guess she's gone up a little bit, but never mind. So yeah, Aero Merckx is the highest man on track with the Inters tyres at the minute. Is he going to be catching on Crazy Bear? We'll have to wait to see, of course. Crazy Bear has lost a lot of his front wing due to his crash, and it's just
Mamba Monster still hasn't taken control yet.
Has he not?
No, not at the minute. He's in the lobby, but doesn't seem to know how to take control. Do you want to invite him to the party if you can? And then you can tell him how to take control. Right, any of these guys going to pull the trigger? Freeman's got a 4.5 second lead. He's absolutely dominating this race so far. Is he going to consolidate that lead? It definitely looks like Inters weather. He's struggling. He's coming in. Freeman is coming into the pits. Ryan Jones is going to follow him, as is Jam. They're all coming in now. Ham is doing the same. Smoke's dropped off the back of Ham, and he's going to need to pit too. Finger Boy, I think he's going to be doing the same. Let's see where Merckx comes out in comparison. I think Merckx might have had an absolute stormer of a strategy call here. He's going to have to hope Crazy Bear gets out of the way. He's going to lose time to Crazy Bear here. He's got no front wing either after he just crashed. Oh, Merckx has passed him. Crazy Bear wanted to pit, but Merckx has gone past him anyway. Let's see what happens here. Freeman's... They're out.
Where's he going to come out?
So where's Merckx coming? Merckx has built away with Ryan Jones here.
Past Ryan Jones. He's going to go around his outside. Turn 4 and oh, he goes side by side. But gained up definitely a few positions. Up to an
Two Williams
P5.
battling here.
It could be an P4 if he
Yeah,
gets it
brilliant.
past him there.
Merckx has definitely
Now they've
jumped
got
smoke.
we'll have the wet tyre runner of Bez to intervene in that as well, very shortly, I'm sure.
Roselm doesn't
We've
hold
got
up
a yellow
Freeman.
flag and set it to 3.
Hey, this is interesting though. Will Roselm make it really hard for Jamham? Surely if Roselm can kind of stop Jamham here, but I'm not quite sure how Freeman's lead was 4.5 seconds. Something's happened here.
Yeah, I don't really know what's happened there.
For Jam to kind of gain some time on him here, but Freeman's going to need Roselm to hold him up here. If Roselm can hold up Jam here,
already. Look at the gap is forming definitely.
He does not have to let him pass. Jam is going to have to overtake him here. Roselm's not going to let this go easy.
As he goes to the inside there.
Defends the inside. There you go. The little bit of banging there.
Managed to keep it in as now Ham is on the back of Jam.
Roselm's going to have the inside line. Roselm's going to try.
Inside there.
Oh, and he's...
And I think... Oh, they're a bit touchy-feely there. I think into this end of it. But
yeah.
Roselm now splits the Ham Jam brothers. And that's a 2.7 gap for Freeman. He's definitely done what he needed to do, Roselm. As we said. The Saxman comes into the pits from second place. So, I don't remember the monster still hasn't taken control of his car. I've sent him a passing invite to try and get him to work yet, but we'll do it again.
Try him again, mate. Let's try him again.
Yeah. Here we go, he's straight now.
Here he is.
Take up the mic.
Okay. Is he connected yet? There we go. Right, go on now. Yeah, press X and yeah, it's okay. Right, are you in now? Okay, brilliant. All right, good. Yeah, a little bit, mate. Hopefully another safety car will help you out if there is one, but it's going to be drying up soon. Speaking of, you're more than entitled to stay in here if you want to, mate, but this is the stream party, so we're going to be talking constantly. We've got, oh, what's that? Oh, is that Mamba?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's not great, so just only taking control of your car back. As Jam has now set the fastest lap of the race, so he's 2.3 seconds. That gap slowly fall into Freeman. Maybe Jam's feeling himself on his tyres. Maybe he might do something here. As Bez is finally pit from the west. The last massive pull trigger.
And he's got a penalty as well.
5-second penalty for his troubles. Now I'm assuming he'll be quite far back. I'd assume he gets to it.
Nothing more we'd like to see than a bit of a Jamham Freeman scrap for the win. This is going to get tasty. I think the rain is still going. Merckx has dropped back off Ryan Jones, but Merckx has definitely gained a position from his good strategy call and pitted a lap earlier than everyone else. He's jumped LP Smoke in the process, who has got I thought he did, but he hasn't got wing damage. Para's done well as well. Para pulled the trigger really early, didn't he? He pulled the trigger a lap earlier. It was a lap earlier than Merckx, and I think he went from P14 or something to P7.
Yeah, hats off to him, like you said. Yeah, so looks like he's almost catching up to Smoke. He's only got less than 2 seconds of the gap at the minute. In fact, I'll say that it just goes over, but still there. We're looking at some decent points after that great strategy. And we've got just over 10 laps left. since the end of the safety car, it's kind of flown by, I'd say.
It has, yeah. The first 10 laps were very slow and pretty painful because it was 2 safety cars and nothing was really happening apart from track extending penalties and a few collisions under safety car. Not much was happening, but the last 10 laps have been pretty eventful. I'd imagine this track is going to dry up soon. It's gone from torrential rain to very, very light spitting rain very quickly, and you can see a drier line appear already.
The gap has gone down
He's
by
coming for
almost a second in that last lap. That leads to Jamham is catching. You better have the wits about it, Freeman, if you're going to keep this position for the win.
The championship leader is coming.
And he's coming fast.
The championship leader against the current reigning champion. This is going to get very interesting. Midzi has finally shown some of his wet weather pace. And he's just set the fastest lap. He's in the points currently. I think he has a couple of penalties, but we'll see that at some other point. But Jam is coming, yeah.
Crazed Bear has picked up about 6 seconds worth of penalties in the last couple of laps, which is not great for him. But he's right on the back of Gregory now, so he might be able to do something. So, that's it. There you go. He might be looking for a move into turn 5, actually. He says it now. He might try for a better run, a better exit, and go for the move.
Oh no, he's hit him.
Oh, they've hit each other.
That's him. He's hit him
Gregory and
right up the rear.
And Bez just gets
Gregory's round.
You expect. And just looking at that, it looks like the rain has stopped.
No, it's still going.
No, it's not. It's carried on. I am.
Yeah, first sector.
Chatting rubbish. Never mind. Thought he had. As Smoke picks up a penalty. I think that's his first penalty. But he's right up the back of Merckx.
Right back at Merckx, yeah. Yep, Jam and Freeman, the gap's still... Oh, Jam's just hit the wall. Jam has just hit the wall.
He has. I just
on the right-hand side. He's not lost an end plate, though. He's got away with it.
Yeah, I think that's quite good there. So, the gap behind these guys is about 3.5 seconds to Ham and Ryan Jones, who are both quite close. A similar gap, really, to the front two. And we could see some stuff from them shortly. The Crazed Bear didn't get any damage from when he hit.
It was a very, very light collision, but obviously in the conditions, it was he was always going to spin him around a little bit more than probably usual. Plus, it was a little bit off camber, wasn't it? So it was almost it was always going to go around. And he's right on the back of Bezers. He's probably going to want to complete this race. Should he, if Gregory clips that, it looked like he could potentially be in for a penalty. So he's going to want to complete this race. So then it goes towards this race and not the next one. Midsy's gone. Yeah, try and get him back in if you can. Have you got him?
Yeah, I'll try and get him back in. I've got him already, so that's perfect.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah, it's been a disastrous race for Midzy.
It's appearing offline.
Yeah, it's not been a great race so far for either of these two Toro Rosso boys, but that happens. It happens from time to time. It's going to give them more determination to do better next week. So the rain is still coming down. I think we could maybe get a bit of a soft sprint at the end. Jam has still not been able to break the 1 second gap to Freeman. He's trying. Midzy is back in. He hasn't lost much time. He's still in the points.
Yeah, so similar to what it was when he set the fastest lap of the race. That has just been beaten by Ham as we speak. So he's looking to get a move on to see if he can catch up to back to it. And it is within a second now. Is there to? Oh no, it's just gone back out.
It's very close though. It's there or thereabouts.
It's very close. Almost be in DRS range if it was dry, and it might be soon. I would enjoy a little soft sprint towards the end. Maybe someone that's called it early to perhaps just snatch an amazing result. That would be amazing, really.
Yeah, well, Power and Merckx have got themselves where they are by their strategy calls, and you wouldn't put it past them to do the same. should it dry up, or should we need dry tyres? I mean, if it comes to a point where it's around lap 20, 28, maybe 29 when it dries up, I don't think we'll see that many guys pitting, because if
Yeah.
are the inters going to be really that bad for a few laps, I think it could be a point where they're just going to have to soldier through. We could see some incidents though, and some crashes with guys driving on inters and a dry track to try and get it round the last 2 laps. Para's gone. Para's gone from P7. He's binned it.
That's the thing.
How's he done that?
I've never seen a crash there.
And his car's on the track as he
It's
bounced
a
off the
virtual
wall.
safety car.
I think he's lost his left tyre. Front left. I'm pretty sure front left's gone. There's a funny one.
Yeah, he's definitely out of the session, but then he's kind of... Where he's lost it as well, so he must have hit... I reckon he's probably hit that inside wall on the left. Lost it. So where it was, it can't have been like he bounced back out from the far one. So yeah, he must have hit that.
That could have well been a safety car. That could have been a full safety car.
Yeah.
A headed freak is in, and he's pitting. That promotes Roseln into the points. So Roseln is where he started. He's back in P10. Minty actually gains a place as well, as does Saxman and Fingerboy.
Am I chatting?
No, he's definitely got points before. Just check the standings if you want. I'm pretty certain he's got points.
Yeah. Give it a little look.
But Jam's 6/10 from Freeman now.
Wow, that's going to go down very quickly. Yeah, Roseln has never actually finished in the points yet. He's got no points to his name.
Oh my word. That's mad how you knew that. I swear I could have
been
sworn he
had
had
unlucky drivers, a bit like we have Jadon.
He's pitted for mediums. Roseln's on. He's pitted for mediums.
He has.
As has airheaded freak.
Trigger.
Look at Craze Bear right up the back of Bezos here. He's going up the inside. Craze Bear, what a move that is. Brilliant overtake from Craze Bear there, and he kept it on the track as well. It was not out of those white lines. It's a brilliant move.
Ooh, Roseln lost the back end a little bit as he came out of the pits, and he loses it again. Almost go. Oh,
he's just clipped the back of City Gregory.
Yeah, I don't think it's time for dry tyres.
I don't think it's quite the time yet, although the track looks pretty dry. Motion has us pitted for softs, so it's going to be, I think, maybe one more lap potentially.
I'd say.
I mean, if the guys are near the pits now, then maybe it's worth a shot. The dry line is a pretty decent dry line now. I think maybe one more lap is. It's hard to tell. Mamba Monster's pitting. He is coming in.
See what the leaders
Are they going to put softs or mediums on? Softs don't really go for that long around this track. Jam pitting
has come in.
Unbelievable scenes. Here you go. This is going to be interesting.
Ryan's come in.
Ham stays out.
Merckx has come in as well.
Merckx is in, so the Williams are double stacking.
Hold up Merckx a little bit there. And so Smoke's come in. Yeah, everyone's coming in now. Oh, Fingerboy's decided against it. He's going to carry on.
Saxman does the same.
Behind him.
Well, the track looks pretty dry now. I think the guys have just pitted. The likes of Mamba Monster and Jam might have nailed this.
Yeah, I think Jam's got a very good shot at the win now. I'm sure Freeman will be responding in the next lap.
He's going to have to use... He's got so much ERS to use Jam. Now is the time to use it. He's properly chucking it up into high overtaking hot lap.
Pulls that trigger completely.
Oh, there you go. Freeman might have made a huge blunder here.
Comes in, says Bez's. Gregory, I'm sure, is going to come through, and he's actually going to be the last man on the track now.
Merckx has actually lost out to Smoke here. Merckx has lost out to Smoke as the Williams were double stacking, so...
Yeah.
So Freeman and Ham really might have missed a trick here, as has
P10.
Fingerboy was P7 at the point of pitting, and Midsy's pitted, and he's looks good on those tyres now, so it could well come back to bite these guys in the top 4 who've not pitted.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure we'll see those guys pitting now. So Freeman's in very deeply into the final sector. So we just have 5 laps remaining of the race. And I think this alone will kind of figure out where everything works after. So Freeman's lost quite a bit there coming out through that corner. I'm sure this...
I think you can see a move for the lead here. Look at how much Jam is gaining on Saxman. He's taken out 8 tenths on one corner. This could work out perfectly. He's not going to catch them too late to really hamper him. I think it's going to be perfect here for Jam. Freeman's pitting. I think we could see a change of the lead here.
Yeah, Jam's right on the back of Saxman. Let's see both the cars come out, go into the pits. As Freeman around, Freeman is just come out of the pits now.
Jam's going to get him done. Jam's going to get the move done. Jam takes the lead.
Jam is your new leader of the race, as they see.
And Ryan Jones into P2.
Ryan Jones has got up to second.
Where's Smoke going to come out?
Where's Smoke? Is Smoke going to overtake
P5.
Ham?
He's not going to get Ham.
He's going to stay in P5.
He might get DRS though. But yeah, Ryan Jones and Freeman both got mediums on. Jam's got softs on.
That's
they'll probably be. They might be hurting
now after his call.
Oh, Fingerboy's got a penalty for crossing the white line, across the pit lane.
That's what I'm saying. Brazil set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as on his mediums. Yeah, he's still P10. A lot of positions are actually say the same, but of course the key ones being at the top with Ham Jam is that you're now your leader of the race, and Ryan Jones is second.
Motion Hazard now takes the fastest lap.
Big sway towards the driver of the day. Of course, I'd like to see some driver of the day votes in the chat. If I could see some of them, that'd be great. So we can figure out who driver of the day is just going to be. I think that's definitely played a big favour into.
Yeah, the real big blunder there from Freeman then. Yeah, he's really cost himself here. He had the win, he dominated this race, and now he's in P3. He's literally dominated from start up until lap 25. So,
Mamba
Monster there.
Fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's a good lap for that. Yeah, so, Freeman is going to be pushing like hell to catch up to Ryan Jones. He's going to have to get his foot down now. It's not going to be too easy. Jam at the minute is going to be taking the win, and increasing his lead at the top of the championship.
He's worked that strategy in an absolute treat, and we've got a first driver of the day vote, and it's Aaron Merckx for driver of the day. So
where did Merckx start? Let's have a quick look where the guys started. They started P8. Did Merckx? Fingerboy's up 8. Merckx could well be a driver of the day shout. He's got Airheaded Freak right behind him. Let's hope Airheaded Freak doesn't really do anything to hamper Merckx's race. But he's closing up to the back of Smoke as well, is Merckx. He's taken 4/10 out of him on this one lap.
He's had quite a strong showing today, I think it's fair to say that.
I think if Merckx is to make the top 5, then I'm happy to give Merckx driver of the day, I think. But at the minute, Jam for me is driver of the day with that unbelievable strategy call.
That was the strategy call that absolutely sorted it.
Yeah, it's the sort of strategy call that Youngie made last night in Div 3. That won him the race.
He's catching up massively to Ryan Jones. He's taking about a second.
He's taking a second,
last lap. He's going to be probably within DRS by the time we get round to
He is within DRS. Yeah, there you go. 9.5 tenths, 8 tenths now. He's coming.
I expect he should be able to get. He's clearly on a mission. He knows that he's probably lost the lead of this. Lost the race.
He's got no ERS though. Freeman's got nothing in his ERS tank.
Crazed Bed's out of the session.
Crazed Bed's crashed. No.
Oh
yeah, it's gone.
Look at that. Down the Anderson Bridge.
I'm not quite sure how he's crashed it there. Safety car! Oh my word, safety car! Oh my word, are we going to finish in the safety car?
Lap 1 sprint?
Are we going to have one lap sprint here, or are we going to finish in the safety car? I've never seen this before. Surely it's too late.
Yeah. If it should be fine. I feel like that's a bit too late for a safety car. That's definitely spiced things up. There's a Saxman and Fingerboy both crawl into the pits.
Is anyone going to pit? Yeah. Some of these guys are going to be pitting here. Get themselves a bit of a chance. Saxman, is he going to have fresh tyres on? He's going to have fresh softs on. Fingerboy's going to have fresh softs on. They're going to be going for Rizal and Midzi and the like. So that could be interesting. The guys who are on softs, this could really not help. This could not help Jamham. This could be one of those safety cars this year that has really, really hindered Jamham potentially.
No,
Because he's soft,
be his
although
best night after today.
he's done 3 laps on these softs, and they don't look too healthy. I mean, obviously they're not going to be that bad condition, but are the mediums going to be better, more optimal for the guys to be on whenever it comes to a safety car restart? This could be very interesting. Oh, Fingerboy's got himself another penalty, a drive-through. Fingerboy's got a drive-through penalty. Oh, Bezzers has crashed. What's happened to Bezzers?
He has.
He's
He's gone straight on at turn 7, I believe that is.
He's got no damage.
Yeah, he's managed to evade damage, but similar to mine at the tunnel, where I had to go straight on because I lost my braking point, which was not great. So, Assassin's put in his prediction for what's going to happen. It's Freeman's going to do a double dive bomb, taking both Jam and Ryan out, and giving Ham, Smoke, and Mercs the podium.
Scenes.
If that happens, that would be scenes, as he's rightly said.
Anything can happen. Fingerboy with another
Literally.
penalty. Fingerboy's got himself another drive-through.
What are you speeding for?
Fingerboy's
is still on.
Fingerboy's ruined this race for himself.
Quite a few of these guys.
He's ruined it, and he can't do drive-through penalties under safety car, I'm pretty sure. So how is he going to be able to do 2 drive-through penalties?
Yeah. Oh,
so that's...
Freeman's gone very wide there. But it doesn't really matter.
He's doing one now. Is it going to let him? Oh no, he's just hit the wall. Oh, what's he doing? Fingerboy went into the pits. He went to try and do the drive-through penalty. Realised he couldn't. Tried to come back on the track and hit the wall, and he's lost the left side of his front wing. That's the worst 2 minutes I think you could ever have, and not get a DNF.
Yeah. Worst 2 minutes of his career. That's
yeah. Is his career over? Safety car's
in this lap, so we're going to get 2 laps under the safety car. The final 2 laps without the safety car. That's going to be an intense 2 laps. Interesting to see what some of these guys.
Well,
I'm sure
it's good
Jam
that the safety car.
A good start.
It's good that the safety car has come out or said it's gonna. Oh my God, Fingerboy's got another penalty. It's good that the safety car is. Oh, he's been disqualified. Fingerboy disqualified.
Oh, that's big. That's very big.
What is Sir T. Gregory doing? Oh, he doesn't know.
I don't know.
He doesn't know he's been disqualified.
Just
go past him.
Yeah.
Just go past him. What an absolute disaster that is. Anyway, Jam's gone. Ryan's had a bad start. Ryan's had a really bad start, but Freeman's gone wide. Freeman's gone really wide. Ham's going to go up his inside here into turn 1.
Yeah, Ham's going to get the overtake plan if he gets down into turn 1. Let's see what happens. Can he get it?
Freeman's going to be scrapping.
Freeman
loses it. Up the inside goes Mamba Monster as well, trying to unlap himself. Absolute carnage here. Mamba Monster and Freeman going wheel to wheel. Oh, he's hit the wall. Mamba Monster's lost an end plate.
Is that Freeman?
No, it was Mamba Monster.
It was Mamba Monster. Okay.
He's probably getting blue flags at the minute.
He already is mids, he's up into 7th. Saxman is trying to get past him. He's gone very close to the wall there. Saxman tries to move and it didn't quite work. So we go.
Jam's got 1.6 second lead.
Ryan Jones from Ham Jam. LP Smoke's got a 3 second time penalty. So he's
what a disaster for Freeman. He's lost first and now he's lost the podium position.
Yeah, he's
Smoke, look at that. The back end just kicks out there.
I'm sure he's going to be racing the fire now.
He's
really going to push hard to try and get that podium back. Is that Ham? Ham is right on the back of Ryan Jones there. Could we see a Ham Jam Brothers 1-2? If Ham makes this move, and that might be able to let Freeman in to try for a pot past Ryan Jones.
I'm surprised. Well, Mamba Monster's keeping up with the pack here. I thought he might have.
There's been a bit of a contact there between the 3, just fighting for P10. And
P10 here, a bit of a tasty
Gregory.
Tasty battle for
Lost
P10.
a bit of his front wing.
But Ham's right on the back of Ryan Jones. We could see a last lap change of P2 here.
We go. Final lap is. There's Max going side by side with Mamba Monster, and Mitzi's going to be.
Mamba Monster's had to let him go.
See what happens with that.
He's getting blue flags, so Merckx is up. Back in. He's
now.
in P6. Midsy's doing the same. Mamba
that
Monster
for
now.
P2 is getting a little bit wider, but will it matter? So, there we go. Last couple of turns it is.
Are we going to see a trademark Freeman move in any of these corners at the minute? Jam's got the win at the minute.
Yeah, that safety car restart was absolutely perfect from Jam. He's really brought it home. As then we got another yellow flag down in sector 2. Where's that going to be? That's Rizal. He's got no front wing.
It's gone.
Him, but, it's gone complete.
He should still be okay for P9. He's going to be tight, but he should still be okay.
Yeah, he should.
But Freeman is 2/10 off the back of Ham. Any last lap? Any last corner moves?
Ham comes round to go past the final corner, and that will be
Freeman maybe. No, Ham's going to take it.
Ryan Jones takes second.
Freeman third on.
SLR Freeman takes third.
Merckx fifth.
Aaron Merckx up to fifth. And Z's takes down to seventh. Saxman's up to 8th. Rizal now crosses the line with no front wing and takes 9th. Now Sudsy Gregory in this battle for 10th continues.
Bezos is going to chuck it up the inside here.
Restart. Bezos is going to try on Sudsy Gregory. Sudsy Gregory had such a great start and managed to get high up, but then of course it was taken away. He's managed to get back up into P10, but can he continue on to go 3 of them in a row? Right through to the final corner. What's penalties going to say about things? Has he gone very wide as Motion hasn't got 10th place. I saw there. I saw that he just snatched 10th, and Sudsy Gregory gets 11th, and Bezos gets 12th, I do believe. So, the corners, a couple of laps, I should say. We knew it was going to be great, and that indeed it was. As we have a Ham Jam 1-2 and Freeman in 3rd place. I'll get those guys into the party.
What a finish to the race.
That was a mad finish.
So Jam takes the win. Ham Jam P2.
Wow,
Freeman P3 is going to be gutted.
To the race that was.
Freeman's going to be gutted. Ryan Jones is going to be a bit... Well, I mean, it's a good result, but I think he was hoping for a podium. I think he probably deserved one as well. ARL Merckx with a brilliant result. P5. Midsy's done well to again back to P6. LP Smoke penalties cost him. P7. Saxman with a good result takes P8. Rizal P9 came home with no front wing. Motion has a Nix P10 with no penalties. So there's a couple of drivers with no penalties. So congratulations to him. Sudsy Gregory, Bezos, Mamba Monster, and Airheaded Freak rounded off the grid to finish. Crazed Bear, Para, Sar, Evoke, and Fingerboy couldn't make the end, with Fingerboy actually being disqualified. I think we've got R3. Have we got R3 in the party? Owen?
It does look like it indeed, yeah.
Okay, make sure you give your boxes a tick, lads, so we can all hear you. We'll make a start. We'll start with you.
The back end just felt like slow.
Oh, Ham. We'll have we'll start with Freeman. If you're there, mate. I can imagine obviously you finished P4 on track and P3. I imagine it's not a bad result as such, but considering you, to be honest, until the rain stopped, you were dominating that race, and to be honest, you probably deserved to take the win. How do you assess the situation now, considering obviously, it's hard to criticise P3, but knowing you and knowing what you're like as a driver, I can imagine you're pretty disappointed really to not take the win.
Yeah, I am. I think I just gave out one lap too late. I didn't think it was gonna dry up. I thought it was just gonna be sliding all over the place, but yeah, Jam obviously made it work brilliantly. He came out way ahead, and I just lost all my pace. I think on the inters, the ham was catching up and jam. I just had no grip, and then switch on the drives, nailed that pretty good. Yeah, it's a little frustrating to pit a lap earlier, but yeah, after that safety car, I thought I could have had a chance with my medium. I'm hoping that their softs would be done, but yeah, I just went too wide the final turn and Ham got me, but yeah, frustrating, but it's been a win, but I'll take P3. I haven't been in the podium in a while, so I'll take it. Sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a good result, mate. It's hard to criticise it, but
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
bit worse.
circumstances, you can imagine it must have been pretty hard to know whether you needed to pit or not. I think from our perspective, I think we can look at it and think, oh, what's he doing? It's an absolute blunder not to pit. But realistically, it must be really hard to tell. And I feel if you pitted, maybe
It
Jam,
was.
if you'd pitted, maybe Jam would have done the opposite. Maybe because maybe a bit of clean air might have proved to be the difference, but on a different day. But yeah, congratulations, mate. P3, great result.
Thanks.
On to Russia.
Yeah, not bad. Thanks.
I'll hand over to Owen. Oh, voice crack. I'll hand over to Owen to do Ham.
Yeah, so Ham, of course, congratulations on P2. It was a P3 on track, and of course got boosted up with Ryan Jones getting a few penalties, and it's quite a quiet race from yourself, really. I mean, at least from our perspective, you're always up there as you always are, and just having quite a sailing race, and got up there and managed to keep it going. You were quite close to Ryan Jones, especially after that last safety car restart. It was a bit of a hectic last 2 laps, and you managed to kind of get it quite well to bring it down to the end and get P2 on track. And you were always quite close to Ryan throughout the race, pretty much, weren't you? So talk us through your race. How did you find it today?
I'm not. I don't know. The setup didn't feel great. Like I had pretty much no pace in the wet, and I was losing time to those ahead. So I think in the wet, P5 would have been, or P4 was pretty much the best I was going to get. But in terms of I stayed out as well under the when it switched to dries. I just thought I'm fighting Jam for the championship. Obviously, I've got to kind of try and gain some points. So I thought try and stay out, see if it wasn't quite dry enough, and sort of gamble. I mean, in the end, it didn't actually cost me anything. But yeah, I mean, had a bit of an issue with my pedal throughout the race as well. It wasn't going all the way down my accelerator, so sort of 80% throttle for like half the lap wasn't ideal. But I mean, I guess back on the podium after a bit of an absence, so can't really have too many complaints.
Yeah, really solid drive, and congratulations on P2. And I'll pass you over to Ranga for a race winner.
Well, Jam, congratulations, mate. Fantastic result. I think it's safe to say you're going to have a couple of stern words with Bert, though. He tried to take it off you at the end, didn't he?
Well, I knew that Ryan behind had a penalty and Freeman was on the medium, so I felt pretty confident if I could just nail the restart, I'd get out ahead, and fortunately I did. So yeah, not the most ideal situation. I was a bit surprised it came out because obviously there weren't that many laps left, but yeah, made it work. But could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, were you always gonna pit, or were you just gonna do the opposite of what Freeman did? Because obviously, to be fair to him, he pretty much like dominated the race. So it was I'd to say it was a surprise to see you in first place would be a lie, but in the circumstances it kind of was. Were you always just gonna do the opposite of what he did, or were you had your heart set on pitting anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I've been catching him in the inters a bit, so I think if it had stayed like that, I probably would have challenged him a bit further on. But no, I mean, when we were in the party, a few guys were saying they didn't quite think it was dry enough, but I at the start of sector 3 lost the back end a little bit, and then I checked my tyre temps and they were starting to get a little bit hot, so I thought it's probably dry enough, so I took the gamble. But no, I was pretty much always planning on pitting after that little incident, but I'm kind of surprised that the others didn't, to be honest.
Yeah, we were a little bit surprised.
It seemed pretty dry.
We were a little bit surprised. There seemed to be, I think, after you, Ryan and Merckx both pitted and Smoke as well. Merckx lost out, I think, because the two Williams were double stacking. But I think Fingerboy and Saxman didn't pit either, and it kind of came back to bite them because you'd caught them by the time you were about to finish your lap on your outlap, as you were trying to kind of put the pace down to try and increase the gap, or to try and I guess increase the gap to Freeman. How do you feel now in terms of your championship standards position? Obviously, this increases your lead. There's only, I think, 6 races left this season. I'm pretty sure it is. How do you feel going into Russia, and do you think you can hold on to this lead now for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, well, obviously today's result couldn't have been any better. Obviously, getting more points on Ham and Midzi. But no, I like Russia. It's probably one of my favourite tracks. I'd say it's probably one of my best tracks. And then there's a few towards the end of the season as well. Brazil, Abu Dhabi. I'm feeling pretty confident around. So yeah, just more of the same. And obviously it looks good for me now, but it could change quite quickly. So just got to keep focused and keep grinding out some good results.
Well said, mate. Well, congratulations. It was a fantastic race to watch, and I think you did earn it at the end of that fantastic strategy call. So well done.
Cheers, mate.
Owen, have we decided on our driver of the day? It seems pretty split between everyone in regards to either Jam or Merckx.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah, it's very split. In fact, yeah, the votes are 50-50, which is always great. But I think that the strategy call to give Jam the win probably just gives him the edge for me. So I would like to award Jam driver of the day, personally.
All right, there it is then. Owen has spoken.
Cheers, mate.
Jam takes driver of the day. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. That summarises it nicely. Thanks to Owen for joining in, and thanks for helping me with the stream. Well, to be honest, you took the lead most of it, mate, so thank you for that.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure, no, as always. Thanks to all the drivers for fantastic attendance and racing once again. Any incidents, send them into a steward, we'll get them looked at. But yeah, thanks to the guys for jumping into the interview at the end, and we will see you hopefully on Tuesday for the Invitational. If we can't stream that, we will see you on Wednesday for the SciPod. So yeah, that's been Ranga, I've been with Owen, and we will speak to you soon. Thank you, guys.